How are we doing, everybody? It's a Skywatch time. So, if you are just joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch night, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. Lots of weird and wonderful things in these skies over the years. We had our own little UFO flap here back in the 60s and 70s, so it is a bit of a hotspot. There's lots of strange things for us to spot tonight. Thankfully, the camera, touch wood, is working for us all tonight, so we're going to make up for a little bit of the crap shots we had last night. But yes, settle in, buckle up, and we're looking out for the weird and wonderful up there flying around. We've got some movement here. Sadly, just before we came on,
zoom mode activated.
The ISS went over, so we haven't seen that one. Well, I don't know if we'll catch it again flying by tonight, but that was pretty cool to see as we was just getting ready to come on the stream there. That blue is the last bit of the daylight from the sun. It's not fully gone around yet, so as that does go around, we're going to see more and more stars pop out. We'll see the colour of all those stars. It's going to be fantastically clear. Carl, how are you doing? And Harko, excuse me, good to see you guys in. How is your week going there? Inspector Morse, good to see you as well there. Terry too. How's your week going, guys? Again, we are doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight. I see the hearts coming up there as well on the tubes and on the TikTok. Thank you, guys. It is those likes, the shares, the tapping away, all that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the old skies, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. Hopefully soon we'll meet some new people who will come in the stream, probably tonight, they tend to, and they'll share their experiences that you don't get to hear elsewhere there. And Carl coming in with the gifts. Thank you, sir. As it all goes back into the stream there, help us improve what we do. Amanda, good to see you there. You just had a ghost experience. Amanda, I want to know about that one right now. Come on, you got to tell me about that. I do love a little bit of the spooky stuff as well there. Indigo, good to see you. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh, we've got some movement down here. As we get closer, we draw more into July and into August there. The position of the sun is going to be such as we're going to see a lot more satellite activity as the months rolls in there, due to the position of the sun reflecting off of all of that movement there. I say satellite, but again, not all of them are necessarily going to be man-made satellites. We just can't say that they are otherwise until they do something strange. So objects like we're seeing here tonight, like this
zoom
one,
mode activated.
We need to see these things here. Stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory, a loop-de-loop, a zigzag, something like that will actually also be very interesting to us. So keep following them across the screen, another one up there, and see if you can spot any of that strange behaviour. The military chopper is still flying in your area. On the, I'm looking at the radar now, Harko, where is it going to come up? Just watching. Harko made us a really cool desktop radio. There we go. Is it northwest? Northwest, I think it is there. A good spot in there. It made us a really cool desktop radar, basically, like the old-fashioned sweeping screen. Pulls in the data there from flight radar, etc. So we can see at a glance if we get an anomalous thing on the screen there. Can we confirm if it is an aircraft there? So thank you, Harko, for that one. I still owe you for that. You've got to send us the details. Where are we down there as well? More Air Force north of you. So, yeah, there is... Oh, it just froze for a second there. Lots of activity around here, more than normal actually. Normally these skies are a lot quieter for things like that. Harko as well, thank you for the gifts as well. There, where are we in there? Gaza is in, and Dan, good to see you. Ken too, from Denmark, I love that there. We still need to do a little world map of where everybody's joining us from. I think that would be pretty cool. But if you are settling in with us for tonight there, you're going to help us do some UFO hunting there. This camera is based in Wiltshire, just in front of me, 10 metres or so, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge here in the UK. So lots of weird things in these night skies over the years. There you go, some movement here.
Zoom mode activated.
So do help us spot the strange and anomalous. If you type the grid reference, if you do spot something in there, use the grid on the screen, type that in the chat, and normally I'll get quite behind in the chat. So what can happen there is if the mods think it is interesting enough, they can hit a little button and illuminate that square, so then we can zoom in. But we need to see these objects tonight. We're going to see lots of them. And again, there's a lot of man-made objects up there, reflecting that sun's light back down to us here on Earth. So for us to tell the man-made explainable stuff, apart from the potential UFOs and whatnot, one right across the bottom here, or on the edge I should say, all that flared up as well. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. I said it does happen, but it is quite rare. Oh, excellent, Amanda. Right, I'll have to remember to check the Discord in a second there. Thank you for that. I think over the winter, I'm going to think of, I'm still racking my brains of ways we can do a little bit more spooky stuff. because we'll obviously get a lot more cloudier nights. So how can we do that there? It was an Airbus A400M, maybe. Excellent. We saw a couple of the old B-52 bombers go over the other day. That was a sight to see. Really does bring it home to you when you see those things up there. Do they still carry the nukes? Probably not. I think bombers was a bit antiquated. Now it's all missiles. Oh, that was a nice flare up just down here. Now what can happen there, guys? Get my props. Actually, I need to put on the printer in a second because I need to print off another one. But what happens with those objects up there now, be it a man-made satellite or be it ET flying around, they're going to work in the same sort of way there. So travelling from A to B, the fastest way to do that is in a straight line. There's not much to avoid up there. So yeah, they're going to most of the time be having the same sort of movement profiles there. But they're also going to bounce that light, see, like that, back down to us here on Earth. And when they sometimes, if they're perfectly aligned relative to where we are and where the sun is, as they curve round, the peak of their arc relative to us, see, look, catches the sunlight and bounces that back down. So we'll see some just flare up bright and go out there. Now, again, doesn't mean it is not a UFO, but it means statistically it is more unlikely. So we're got to see that strange movement, coloration and flashing, all of that sort of stuff there is of interest to us as well. So do help us spot those. But that blue will go soon. Oh, look, some more. God, it is very busy tonight already. That blue will go very, very soon, next 10 minutes or so, and then it's going to be a lovely dark sky, lots of colourful stars for us to see. But again, when that contrast is better, we're going to see more of these objects easier, because there's more of them up there than we are seeing. And then, yeah, we can hunt a little bit easier there. And indigo there, the ghostly towers around the campfire. I would love to actually do it around a live campfire. That is a goal of mine. Get like a mic on the crackling flames. Very atmospheric. If only my garden was a little bit bigger there. For it there. Oh, of course, Harko. It is still going fine. It stuttered for a second, that's why I looked. But no, it is still working fine. Oh, we got one just to the northeast. There, I can't quite see. It's a little bit in front of me there, my eyes, what the actual aircraft was. But yeah, it's picking up one for the northeast. I think it's the same one that was in the northwest. It's pretty awesome. There. It's there. Amanda, I'll check that one out momentarily. If I forget, do give me another kick for that one. Let's get ourselves rolling, though. And Gandalf, how are we doing there? Watching on the laptop rather than the phone tonight there, so you can actually see you. Well, luckily the camera's working again tonight, because God, yesterday, guys, thank you for tolerating me. I am an awfully sore, loser's the wrong word, because I'm losing to life, yeah, we had a few technical issues, and I was hot and I was cranky, so on multiple fronts there things were a little bit different, and the backup camera didn't quite work, did it? But tonight, touch wood, the camera is working again. I have ordered a part which should circumvent that, but it'll take me a few weeks to arrive. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be a much better show tonight. So buckle up, sit down, let us know where you're watching from. Do say hello, especially if you're new here. Say hello, let us know where you're watching from. But also, do tell us if you've ever had a strange experience yourself there. We'd love to hear about those as we roll on into the night there. So as we're waiting for the action to happen on screen there. How are we doing, Raf? Good to see you there. Bunch of dogs. I wonder if I'll get a strike for that one. There. How are we doing, Print Farm? Good to see you. It's working again tonight. Touch wood. Am I going to jinx it? Look how blue that one is.
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, it changes there. There you go. Look at getting the hue off for that one. Tiny, but very, very bright there. That one is Vega. That is a big, bright, beautiful companion. We'll spin it around in a bit tonight as well. Once it gets a little bit darker, we'll spin the camera around to where we was the night before last, where we were getting a lot more activity. So I want to make sure that we're not missing out on something. Vega is always interesting, but we'll see if it is going to be as active there. How are you doing, Colin and Paul? Sir Paul of members, thank you so much for that. Very, very kind of you again there with the giftings. Very kind of you there, gifting the membership there. I very much appreciate it. As it all goes back into the stream, help us improve what we do. We're still trying to get the show on the road to Rendlesham Forest. Bit of a way to go, but we'll get there eventually. Do a live skywatch from all of the UFO locations there. That is the ambition. The full ambition is the international tour there. Another nice, bright one there. So, oh, Dan, you got that one. You're about to join us then, Dan, for our deep dives, as there will be one this Friday, and it'll be before our main stream there, and we'll be going through, you know what, I can't even remember what it is that we're going through. What does it say there? Oh, a scientific advisory panel on unidentified UFOs. So this is some of those historic documents there. So it's either a leaked document, a whistleblower account there, or images, videos, stuff like that. And a lot of the stuff, like Friday, it's going to be going into those initial documents there that are always referenced in the UFO world, that we hear, the Robertson panel, the Davis Twining memo there, something like that. You know, all this stuff that gets referenced all the time. Oh, this was mentioned here first, and all of that stuff. It's our chance to run through it all in a live thank you with you guys hearing it, doing our UFO homework there. Has it helped improve the tracker yet, Raf? It's on my weekend to-do list, Raf. I know you love the tracker. That bloody thing. Honestly, I don't know what lessons I need to be learning from that, but we built our little tracker. It's software that basically looks for the movement on the screen. Again, it hasn't been up in a while now because it's buggered, but it looks for movement on the screen, highlights it, and then projects its path. And if it's a satellite, it's going to follow a straight course at a consistent speed, and it therefore will identify it, follows it along this predicted path. If it stays on the path, satellite stays green, so we don't need to look at it. If it deviates, it's meant to go red to go, these are the ones to look at, because when this fully kicks off, there is multiple things on the screen at once. I know we've got a couple. I mean, even last night we got a few in, didn't we? But there's it can get a lot busy in this. We need that computer aid to tell us the ones which are, you know, doing that strange movement, because otherwise the big bright ones get all of the eyes, and then those little faint ones that might be doing a little bit of something strange just on the edge of the screen, they get lost. Tonight there, it's recycling tonight. Bollocks. Thank you, Leanne. The housework never waits. But yeah, we got it working last year, and it was all right. And then we tried to use it again early part of this year, and it just wasn't working anymore. And can I get it working now? So that's the weekend job. I know you miss it, Raf, there as well. Marcus is in the house. Good to see you there. Feed him as well. Where do we get over on the TikTok? Let me see where we got to with you guys there. 2 Apaches at this hour. That is, honestly, it used to be a lot quieter around here, because we used to, we check flight radar here quite a lot. Oh, look, there's free.
Zoom mode activated.
Let's look at these ones a bit closer here. Again, different speeds. Obviously, they're in the similar orbit there. Different brightness levels. Nothing anomalous just yet, but pay attention, especially as I zoom back out there. Keep them on screen. And you never know, it could be that last minute hesitation, pausing, all of that sort of stuff there that will tell us for sure. Where did we get to? Sorry, guys. Over on the tubes. Harco coming in with the shares. Guys, it's the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that really helps us meet more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And the more eyes and minds we can get on the phenomena, so the more we can all piece this puzzle together. But specifically, there are just a lot of people out there that aren't skeptical, but they're also not believers. They just don't think about UFOs. They get on with their day-to-day. It doesn't pop into their frame of reference. Maybe they've seen a film or two and gone, oh, that's interesting, and not thought any more of it. And I think with the platforms that we've got today, if we can do this, and they can come in and go, oh, look, the night sky looks pretty. Maybe they hang around. They hear some of the accounts that you guys share, and then they see something strange on the screen. We can, I think, win over a few more people, start to erode that stigma, show people that there is some strange things going on up in the night sky. Oi, how are you doing there? Rio's in too there. Good to see you guys. Is that extra gifts there from Harco as well? Thank you, sir. Very appreciated. So yeah, that is how the platforms work. It is the likes, the shares, and all that stuff that helps us reach you all, and then somebody always comes in and tells us an awesome account with the phenomena. And I've got to go on the Discord in a second so I can check Amanda's story there. Had a spooky experience just before the stream, so I want to check that one out too. But yeah, if you're new here, guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from, where in the world, but make sure you're following or subscribed, because we are on pretty much every night. If it's clear, it's the UFO Skywatch, right from the heart of Crop Circle Country. If it's cloudy, then it's the Alien Radio. No, that's the wrong one. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why. It's the alien radio signal hunt. There we go. And that's what it looks like. We're listening on the hydrogen line, kind of like the film Contact there. Big dish, listening out for potential alien radio signals coming in from deep space. And if the moon's up, I'm not going to be bothered. Honestly, guys, it has been a while, but it is on my list. The moon's been coming up quite late lately, but I'm sure it won't be too long. We'll do another moon watch where we also see some strange things. So we're always on the hunt for the strange and anomalous there. Missed you too, Rio. You didn't miss much last night. That was a stress stream for me. Basically black, wasn't it? Just one or two stars in shot there. But luckily the camera's working again today. Plane coming from the west. Or I'm looking on the Martin Harker. Guys, you need to see. I think I did post a picture of it on the Discord. Well, it's not on there just yet, but Harco built this little radar thing for us so we can see what air traffic is in the local area. So if we get something interesting, we can filter out the air traffic there. Is that Colonel? How are you doing? Good to see you there over the tubes as well. But yeah, you need to check out and see the thing. I think we posted on the Discord there because it does look very cool. Proper old school radar sweep around. So as the sun moves around, we are going to get less of this blue in the night sky, and we are going to get more stars pop through, because that light from all of these stars is traveling so very, very far. And by the time it reaches us, it's quite faint, basically, and that's why we get that twinkle, because by the time it reaches our atmosphere, thicker bit of atmosphere or something like that just perturbs it ever so slightly, and you get that variation. But it doesn't take much. So as the sun moves on around, we are going to get yeah, get less of that blue, more of the blackness of space, but also more and more stars. We're going to be able to see these objects move around easier, but also some of the colours of those things as well. So it's going to look very good. Leanne coming in with the gifts, thank you there, and for the shares. It all goes back into the stream. Amanda, you go over on the tubes. Good time, because I'm just about to check out the Discord. I want to hear your story. So again, there's not 100% overlap with the spooky stuff and what we do, but it is quite a high overlap. So I know I have an interest in it, so I think over the winter we're probably going to do a few more, we're going to do a few more spooky things as well. Oh, print farm. It almost looks purple, the moon. That is crazy good shots that you're getting there. Wow. Like that one. Wait, I'm just going to skip through some of those. Skip through those videos. I'm looking for, where's Amanda's messages? Where's your story there? I should know my own Discord. God, I'm so far behind the interesting things. Let's have a look. Oh, are you as Mouse? I might have just skipped over you. Where is it? I've just totally lost where I saw that one. Oh, potentially. Oh, you are. There we go. Right, let's have a look at this. So it's a video. I ring doorbell. What? Check this out on our Discord, guys. Link in bio for that. The video Amanda's just posted there. Yes, in the general section. It's like a ring, not a ring, but it's one of those smart doorbells footage there, and it's just from before the stream there. And it looks like a proper Hollywood ghost effect. But that I'm gonna be watching that all night there, Amanda. That is, yeah, like what? Because at first you go, oh, could it be a blur? Could it be something that's like that? But the way it then just moves up like that, that is weird. That is weird. There, let's have a look. Where did we get to over on the TikTok as well as Leanne coming in with the shares there? Oh, from Gran Canaria. Oh, there it is. It's on the old. It's on the radar now. You're set up in your own mission control there, Harko. How are you doing, X? How have you been? And thank you for the gifts. That's quite kind of you there. And Oi Oi too. Oh, Flash. Just up here, guys. See if we can get a repeat of that in A1. Keep a lookout for that. Let's turn up the brightness a touch. See if there's. Oh, yeah. Look, there it is.
Zoom mode activated.
We said it twice. Is it going to come back? Are we going to get lucky? So thank you for the gifts there, Oi Oi and X as well. Appreciate those. All goes back into the stream. Currently, it doesn't look like it's coming back, sadly. Currently, we're saving up to get the show on the road so we can do a live Skywatch from all of the UFO hotspots around the UK. Rendlesham Forest is the first one on our list. We want to make sure we're doing that this summer if possible. But that's where it's all going. That's what we're trying to do. Do all of the UFO hotspots. We're getting more stars out now as well. Oh, it's not a plane coming in. It's the white horse. Yeah. Honestly, that white horse, Rio. Like, it could have just been a horse, but like the way that was weird. I'll tell that story a bit later. Like that was a weird experience there. It was very, very surreal. The majestic white horse coming through. Yeah. Raf's worried that you're going to bring the ghosts over there, Amanda. Well, the rules are no ghost in the house, guys. That's the rule I have to tell Leanne. What? No ghosts in the house. And as Kate reminds me often, the ghost probably won't listen to that as well there. Janie, thank you for the gift as well. There, how are you doing? Right, we got some faint movement across here. Oh shit, yeah. Can you turn the aircon off? Sorry, darling. It's probably flooded as well by now. Make sure the door... Can you open the window? Either way. And at least yours was outside. See, yeah, that ghost was following the rules. That's totally fine. Where are we? We've had a couple of things. We don't get a lot of activity that can be a bit weird in this house, but every now and again there is something. Like the hob was on when it was definitely off and doors opening. You're like, no ghosts in the house. There we go. Look, we've got another faint one down here.
Zoom mode activated.
Look at that. A white horse is good fortune. It wasn't for me. I went bankrupt just after seeing that horse. I don't think it was related to the actual horse, though. That was just more me being me. How are you doing, though, Kate? Is Mercury still in microwave for you today? Right, but the camera's working, so following your tips helps us there. And asked before, but what's the Discord address? So there should be a link in the bio on the YouTube there, like the top gives you all the links, because it's Discord, as far as I understand with Discord, it's like a weird, lots of letters and numbers, it's like an invite link crap. So yeah, the best way is just to click on the bloody thing in the top of the descriptions there, so it should be for it there. If not, there should be an email address. If you email me, I'll just send you the link directly in that after the stream. Want to get you on there for that, especially Gandalf. Well, that's a faint one there. Can we get a little bit more brightness in here? I think we could turn that one up a touch there. Oh, look what it's also a transition there. Hint to go with the flow. Well, it definitely was a transition. That was transition away from money. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely that. It was just so weird. So basically, this was one of my things that could have been perceived as a spooky experience. So it was ooh, that's a bright one.
Zoom mode activated.
I'm not seeing those grids in the chat, guys. You're slacking tonight. You're slacking. You know I'm going to miss these things without your help. Look at the difference in that one. Come on, zoom out, you fucker. There we go. Zoom in again on that one. Compared to this one here, look at the size and speed of that. Again, not necessarily anomalous, but quite interesting as well on that one. So yeah, it was basically, I was driving at 3 AM, because I'm a night bird, for this. It was like a country-ish road. So it would have been a country lane, but it was right on the outskirts, the edges of a town in Essex. That's, you know, so it was kind of just on the outskirts. But it's a very old road, this one. You know, it's one of those very ancient roads that, you know, over the years has been populated there. But I was the only person on it, about 3 AM, and just as I, you know, very straight there, you know, tree line, just as I crested the hill, coming up in front of, down, perfectly coming towards me down the centre of the road was this beautiful white stallion with its mane just flying under the street lamps there, perfectly. And I was just stopped watching it mouth agape and just went by. I mean, it could have escaped this, you know, it's a rural area, there's farmers around there, but the way it was just following the road so perfectly, so majestically, it just seemed like something out of a film. It was ridiculous. There, Emilio, how are you doing as well there? And still 25 degrees there in South London. Oh my God, Marcus. It's ridiculous. Although I think that proper heat wave we had has kind of like built up my tolerance a touch, because even though this is horrible and uncomfortable, I don't think it's going to kill me now. Like, after that, I've survived. It's built up a bit of a tolerance. But, you know, when I'm complaining again, like tomorrow, you can remind me of saying that. Where are we? Over on the TikTok. Mercury Microwave is still a right bitch today, there, Kate. I'm hoping it's going to be a quick Mercury Microwave there. That's what we're blaming for all of our technical issues and life stuff. V, how are we doing, OGV? How is the week going for you? Good to see you in. Tick as well. Thank you for the gifts. Very kind of you there. Yeah, Carl's back, just checking a noise. Spooky noise, Carl, or a normal noise there as well. I sat outside doing some writing, and there are so many satellites. Honestly, I mean, look, we've got 2 already there. In fact, should we spin ourselves around slightly? Because we can always spin back. Conjure hats. Let's go all the way around here, because this is where we was the other night, and it seemed to be a little bit busier. So let's just do this for a test. We can always go back and check out Vega. I think that one up there is Arcturus. This one here in D2. Is that right? Or is it right on the line of D1, I think, there. So let's see if we've got more. And we've got some movement there. And remember, we're looking out for the strange and anomalous movement. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory, zigzagging, loop-to-loop, anything like that tells us for sure that it is a stranger than one of the many, many man-made satellites up there. So keep our eyes on it. Even if it's gone straight, follow it across until it leaves our field of view, because it could be that last-minute hesitation that tells us that it is something strange. Oh, that one just appeared and then disappeared then. There we go. Look, got a faint one that's pretty consistent along this edge here. Another one shooting up there. Maybe this is a busier patch of a sky. It is a beautiful, beautiful night out there. I'm glad as well, especially after yesterday's fluff up. I needed a good one to pick me up there as well. And oi, I had a weird ghost experience with a dog there and didn't realise it till 30 years later. Oh, oi, you've got to tell us this. You've got to, you know, is it like one of those films? And the dog was dead all along, like that. Spooky one, Carl. Oh, God, I think we're going down the spooky route tonight. And oh, I'm all here for it. There. I think that's the one you just saw fly by. When the ISS went over earlier, Kate, I was watching it in the garden. It was just before we came on the stream. I was just checking on things. My pre-game smoke. And I went, oh, it's the ISS. Shame it's not like, 10 minutes later when we could catch it on the stream. And I'm looking at it, so checking whereabouts in the world, and it was flying over Spain or somewhere like that. And I'm going, I know we all share the same sky, but it kind of blew my mind that that thing was over Spain, and I can see it very clearly here. I mean, we could probably see all the way down to Africa, couldn't we? That sort of range there. So no doubt, maybe they are. Well, they probably are going to be the same ones we're seeing there as well. And there isn't room enough on here to tell, but it's a good one. Oh, oi, oi. Well, keep it in the bank, because at some point we are going to do, I keep saying this, we were going to launch it for Halloween last year, but we'll probably end up doing it for this year. Oh, A2, good, spot in there. Thank you for the
Zoom mode activated.
The grid, guys. So that is why you need to put the coordinates in the chat, because then the mods can highlight the grid and I don't get distracted. That's a nice one there. So, yeah, we will do a call-in spooky late night radio sort of thing at some point. There is that. Bretta's there. How are we doing? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? And Joanne too. Was it low and bright? It was. It's low. It was definitely bright. But yeah, you notice the ISS go over, because it looks like a star rather than just a tiny satellite. It's much bigger there. That's what we were saying last night there. We see the same ones, but slightly at different times. Yeah, I wonder how accurate, like how like for like, if you pointed the same camera with the same lens up, would you get exactly, would it be slightly different perspective there? Can't get my head around it. You saw it. It is always phenomenal. And this was the first time that I saw it and I didn't immediately go, UFO! So I am learning, guys. It's taken over a year, but it's slowly going into the thick bonds. Where did we get to over on the tubes? Thank you, Raf, for that one. And as well there, sweet, love the views. Oh, I know, Colin, I'm still working on ways of getting it better. We're just now at the point of that any sort of modifications are now incredibly expensive, which is prohibitive. Oh, good user there as well. But there are a few things we can try to improve this. I still think this is my camera is meant to be outputting 4K, and I still refuse to believe that we are actually getting 4K in here. Now, we do have a long HDMI run, and that is notorious for causing problems. So maybe there's some more room to tweak, to finalize, to improve it a little bit there, because I think we can get more out of the night sky for it there. And was the dog a skinwalker? We'll have to wait for Oyo to share it there. Good spotting. Thank you for the grid there, Amanda, as well. The camera is back tonight. Touch wood. It does this. It has a sulk. I don't know why, but I also don't know if it's going to work the next day. I thought we were past this. We'd had words. To be fair, I don't know how much of it is the camera and how much is the connection to it there. But we'll figure it out there. As long as it's working tonight, that's what we got to work day by day there. And up, how are you doing? Oh, good use again there. Oh, I think I just missed it though. How are you doing? At least the camera's working tonight. I'm in a slightly better mood. Slightly. Can't see on that one. Keep it up though. We're going to get some good ones. Where do we get to? Slowly, exactly. We're getting there slowly. And Portman, how are you doing there? What are we chatting about? Good question. So if you are joining us tonight, guys, we're doing a live UFO, UAP, Skywatch. So we're looking out for the weird and wonderful things flying around in the night skies here live over Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of strange things in these night skies. Yeah, and we're monitoring it live. The camera's live, a few meters in front of me there. And yeah, we're looking out for the weird and wonderful. There's a lot of man-made objects up there. So we've got to pay attention. It's a bit of a hunt. We're going to be looking at following them across the screen and looking out for the ones that do something strange. There's a very faint one here as an example.
Zoom mode activated.
Can we zoom in time? You can just about see this bugger coming through here. So again, lots of man-made objects up there. Mostly, again, the man-made satellites flying around up there, carrying all of our television and internet and all that stuff nowadays. And the only way we can really tell them apart from down here is by their movement. So if they stop dead, shoot off at speed, change course or trajectory, that means that they are very, very anomalous indeed. So they're the ones that we are looking out for. Oh, good spot in there, right across there. So yeah, that's what we're looking out for. The ones out of these, we're going to see a lot of them, but we're looking for the ones that act strangely. So coloration and flashing can be interesting too, but not quite as a slam dunk. So we're hunting all of these things. Where are you joining us from tonight? So guys, if you are joining us, make sure you're following us, because we do this pretty much every night.
Zoom mode
Good
activated.
spotting. Clear skies It's UFO UAP Skywatch and cloudy skies. We do this, the alien radio signal hunt, where we search what's called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, this is where they'd put the message. It's where the wow signal's heard, and also if the moon's up, it looks like that. We see lots of strange things on, off, and around the moon as well. So we're always hunting for part of the phenomena, for evidence directly there. So yeah, make sure you're following and subscribe so you get those notifications when we go live. But yeah, if you're new, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from. And if you've had a strange experience, would love to hear about it as well, whilst we're waiting for the action to come up on a screen. V there, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Oh yeah, look, got two converging just down here. Keep your eyes on them. We're looking for that anomalous movement there. Where did we get to there? I'm going to praying for Friday to arrive. I'm feeling that one. I'm feeling that. It's because you're just so excited for the deep dive, though. Lots of Russian. So, yeah, I mean, before SpaceX came up and the Starlink satellites, it was, I mean, America's normally, they've got the most money. They're kind of throwing out a lot of stuff, followed by China. But, you know, a good chunk of Russia, especially the older ones where it's kind of, you know, not quite equal, but it's a toss-up between those mostly. But now we've got SpaceX and Starlink. Out of the 15,000 man-made satellites that are flying around up there, 10,000 are Starlink alone. And this is only the last few years that they've been able to do that. 95% of the shit that is sent up to orbit, they call it mass to orbit, more politely, is now done by SpaceX. It's just totally disproportional. There, you know, I think Amazon, Bezos is trying to put his own constellation of internet satellites up there. So are the Chinese, but yeah, I mean they're making poor attempts at it. Poor attempts in comparison to old SpaceX there as well. Keep up the good spotting. If you put the old grid references in the chat, if you spot something there, because I get when I'm reading, I get a bit behind. If you put it in there, if the mods think it's interesting enough, they can press the button to highlight the square, and then we can have a look. Catches my attention there. And there's a chapter on UFOs in Carl O'Hare's book. And have you ever seen a ghost there? No, but the UFO seen by a whole ship's crew. You know, I wasn't aware of that one, Indigo. I think there is a lot of overlap with our phenomena. A lot of overlap there. Exactly, up, of course. Where are we? Let's zoom in on this one. It's a nice and clear one. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, all ghosts are aliens. I'm not saying all aliens are ghosts or anything like that, but at the very least, the rules in which that explain how one works is probably the similar rules of how the other, or to phrase it better, the reasons that mainstream science hasn't quite got around to understanding or explaining it yet. It's going to be the same gap in our knowledge, possibly, for those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, very active tonight. Let's turn up the brightness a touch more. We're losing that blue. The last bit of daylight is just on the edge of going now. So we've got, look at the stars. Look how red that one there is. There's all the purple ones, the orange ones. Absolutely stunning to see. Right, where did we get over to on the V there? I don't know if I said thank you there, but thank you for the heart. That's very, very kind of you there. Tick Tick Janie as well from Mr. Those Ones. Can you imagine fish ghosts? Well, this is something that gets my brain going. You know, like, do animals have those ghosts as well? You know, how does it work? And our poor man there. So, in your opinion there, the signal we get every 16 days, what's causing it there? The thing is, they rolled out a pulsar. And Texas, I love that, because honestly, I'm a bit jealous of your skies over there in Texas way. Absolutely phenomenal. So, very great to meet you there. So, you know what? Specifically, I don't know. Not everything anomalous is going to necessarily be alien, but science has this really big problem with its own confirmation bias there. So they do this mostly with, say, like the radio signals. They will get in a really interesting signal that looks exactly what we'd expect an alien, a technological extraterrestrial radio signal to look like, appearing to not be coming from this Earth. And because of the technological limitations of our equipment, they can't 100% confirm it's aliens. So then they go, well, it's probably man-made interference. And that's not science, that's bias. What you need to do in that situation, go, well, that was interesting. Right, we'll have to wait for the equipment to catch up. It just has to sit in the interesting pile. We can't claim it's aliens, and they can't really claim it's that, but they don't. They write it off, they push it in the bin. And they say, you know, they say it's man-made satellites. So there are lots of strange things. Nature screams in radio, hence pulsars and things like that. You quite rightly point out. You know, that is nature's language, how the universe talks. So there is, you know, a lot of chances that it's going to be there is a good answer. There could be an organic explanation. But I don't really know. I just know, I'm very confident, though, that life is out there and is sending a signal. So maybe that is part of that candidate there. And how's Alan and Leanne today? They're all right. They're a bit hotter there as well. And V, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom.
Just
thanks, guys.
Seeing that one pop up there. Yes, it's V. Yes. He was asking about you the other day, V. Where is he? There, Adam as well, coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those two. Show yourself. There we go. Oh, that's a nice one. That's an orange one.
Zoom mode activated.
Good use of the grid, guys. Whoever's on the grid tonight, you're getting 10 points. Right, keep your eyes on it. We need to see those things. Stop dead, shoot off a speed, change their course or trajectory. Adam, thank you for the heart as well. They're very kind of you. Let me get through here as well. But yeah, they're all good, Rio. How are you doing there in sunny Scotland? Adam is in. Good to see you there, man. And coming in with the shares too. Guys, it's the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And you never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena they are going to share. I love seeing all of the stuff that we see on these, but my favourite thing, and the thing that's changed my opinion the most, my understanding of what might be going on, is hearing your individual accounts, just how many of them are there. Alan has been missing me. He wouldn't admit it, V, but, I'm getting suspicious there. So we do appreciate the likes and shares, because that's how we meet you all. And again, the more people in, the more minds, the more, opinions, the more knowledge that gets shared, again, the more experiences. That's a good one right there. And, did I miss one down here? Oh, yeah, just going off of the screen there. And, Poor man there, awesome brother there. I might ask you, what do you do professional? Thank you, Paul, it's very kind. I'm not. Nature puts on the show, and you guys come up with the interesting knowledge and questions and all that sort of stuff. I'm just the middleman here. But my day job is I'm a podcast network manager, so nothing exciting, spreadsheets mainly. I'm not usually on this side of the mic. So lots of spreadsheets and happy Monday emails for me. And Adele there, how are you doing? They just got back from the cinema seeing Obsessions, and yes, I did a jump. So, is it as good as people say? There's no chance I'm actually going to catch it in the cinema, but I'm hearing lots of buzz about it. Did you have a good time? Sounds fancy. Definitely. Things sound fancy. It's not. It's G-Meat and spreadsheets are there as well. Where do we get to over on the tubes? Of course there, and I seen a ghost. Well, today you saw one. So guys, if you were new in, we were talking about this earlier. So Amanda there over on the tubes has had literally just before the stream had a really spooky incident. You got the video, didn't you, on your I'm going to say a Ring doorbell, but one of those smart doorbell things. You posted it in our Discord, link in bio if you want to check that one out. It's under the general section. And honestly, it's interesting. It's this shape that comes over, flies past. It's like a blur, and at first you're like, oh, it's a blur, maybe it's a bit of dark, whatever it is like that. But then the way it just changes its course under its own control, you're like, oh, it looks like a Hollywood CGI ghost. Like it's crazy. You got to check it out there. And we're able to see the stars just a bloody as satellites. At some point, yeah, like, the amount they want to put up there before the current idea of putting AI data centers up there in space. Ooh, did that one just flare up? See it moving down there. Very interesting. Yeah, it was going to be like 100,000 satellites. God, think of how many we'd see then. But now it's probably going to be a hell of a lot more there. And humanity pollutes the Earth, and for generations now, space as well. It's truly disgraceful. We do, and we've got to be very careful with the space one, because there's a delayed consequence to this. Now, think of all of the heavy elements that in all the metals, in all of the stuff that we're putting in these satellites that are, in their solar panels, all the electronics there. Now, when they get to the end of their life, they start to fall down. They hit our atmosphere, they burn up, and all of those heavy metals, they stay in our upper atmosphere, and it can take, depending on the element and position and stuff, it can take up to 30 years for those elements to actually properly reach down to our part of the atmosphere, where then we see the effects of those things. So we have to be incredibly careful here, of these sort of stuff, because it's very easy to do something now for the short-term game, and then 30 years time, boom, there's a big issue. Good spot in there, Amanda, as well. And they are already saying on the Dutch news that soon we won't be able to see any stars at all. So I think there is an element, unless you're like a full-on professional astronomer, I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue. Like in the summer months, definitely. But there are, I like having the satellites on screen. Good spot in there. There we go. I like having the satellites on screen. So we try them to go on when the best when that light from the sun is around there, then whatever it is, satellite or strange object up in the night sky in the outer atmosphere, in orbit, the light has a chance to catch it, so we have a chance to see these things, the potential strange things. But just when we're trying to get those in shot, it's quite difficult. You can't do it all night necessarily. So even with more and more satellites, there's more satellites up there right now than we can see. They're just not in the right positions to reflect the light. And over winter, we went for weeks without seeing one. So, it's all to do with the Earth's position and the sun's position seasonally. So there will still be periods of time. But we do have to be careful. This is a nice bright one. Zoom in on this one. Again, we're going to need to see objects like this, but for us to tell that apart from one of the many, many man-made satellites up there, we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course and trajectory. That tells us for sure that it's something strange. Satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle. They can't just stop when they feel like it. They can't just do a hard left turn or anything like that. But, again, most of the time, whether there is a man-made satellite or if it is ET flying around, they're going to look very similar. What we really need, and again, it's not going to happen all the time, is ET to realise he's left his keys at home, right over the camera, stop dead, and shoot off in another direction. That is what we're asking for. So even if we do see ET go across, we might not realise because he might be going in a straight path. There's not much to avoid up there, so that is going to be most of it there. I might be able to type it out for you. Actually, I don't know. Let's have a look. It's let me have a look, Grandolph. I'll see if I can bring it up on here now for you. How do I? God, I'm such an old man when it comes to this shit. Oh my God. Hold on. If I'll see if I can type it out and then I can read it out to you. Oh my God. It's discord.gg TR243HE6G. That should work. As well, Vincent, how are you doing there? Good spotting with the grid. How are you doing there? Rory and watching from Preston in Lancashire. Love it. How are your skies tonight? They lovely and clear too. Good to have you in, guys. You're new here, say hello. Let us know who's watching from there. Stu-Man, how are you doing there? JC2 there. It's been a while. I've been in there. How's the news? Good to see you there, JC. How have you been? The news is I'm hot. But we're getting some lovely, clear, active skies. So you're picking a good time to bounce back in. Hopefully we're going to get some more sightings there. And Living Light is in as well. Good to see you. C2 as well, good spotting there. That's work. I think that's where who's pressing the grid buttons, Amanda. So well done with those. And the depth of the night sky reminds me of the depth of the ocean. There's probably those similarities again, as above, so below. And where are we? There, 67. Alrighty there. Hey, my name is Scott. How are you doing, Scott? There. And 2 nights ago, I was standing outside at about 2 to 3 in the morning, and I saw a shooting star. Then I looked over the roofs, and this fast white light shot across the roofs into a portal. Interesting. What did the portal look like? That's something I've not experienced ourselves there. How with the white light how was that moving as well? What sort of, was it a straight line? Did it jump around? That's a very, very interesting sighting there. Thank you, Scott, there for that one. That is literally my favourite bit, is when you guys come in and you share your experiences, because I did not realise until we started doing this and hearing everything that was going on for you guys. I thought this is a rare phenomena, kind of fits in with maybe extraterrestrial popping by every now and again to have a visit. Not happening all the time, but the amount of you guys that have experiences from all different ranges there, all different styles and types. How does that work then? Because there's just so much of it going on. It blew my mind. So I love hearing from everybody there as well. And do you think mermaids actually exist? And after all, there are various old ballads and stories about them. I'm open to them existing. There are sort of convergent concepts that we have in society. Like, there are certain ways I think we can definitely all come to the same conclusion about it to explain phenomena or things that happen. So I'm open to like some ghost stories just being this cultural way of explaining things. Not all of them, as you know. I'm very open to these things. Same with mermaids. It kind of fits, and it does really make you think though, like looking into the UFO stuff. Oh, these are some good ones.
Zoom mode
and just
activated.
Seeing actually how much there is evidence for it, and all of the little specifics that people talk about this as well. Not just that life's out there, or that it's visiting us. But, you know, the specifics around Area 51, you know, all of the crashes and all of this sort of stuff, you go, fuck, if that's true, if there's truth to it, there's a lot more truth to it and all that sort of thing, then what else could be true? You know, like, I'm definitely much more open to all of the things there as well. No worries there, Gandalf. It's a shame, though, because I do want you on there, but it took me about 4 years to get my head around it. The ones I did, it was good. There, and lovely clean sky in Preston. I love that as well. Again, the more eyes on the sky, so keep one eye on here, one eye on your skies. Want to know if you get anything on the ground. Look at those two, big and bright.
Zoom mode
Can I catch that
activated.
just a little bit here? Twinkling away. It's nice and orange, this one. That's actually UFO shaped, isn't it? Look, it's got the dome on top. We'll call that one a UFO. There. And they look like a near miss. On some of them, especially last summer, we were seeing them, and you watch them and you're going, oh my god, look, they are going to perfectly align. Now, they are a lot of the time at different altitudes as well, so even if it looks like a near miss from us, if you actually, you know, sideways, you realise that they're actually kind of far apart. But it does look like it a lot of the time there. And V coming in with the gifts as well, Adam 2, and V again for those. Thank you guys for those. So it all goes, gifts, the subs, the members, all that jazz, the merch. All goes back into the stream, helping us get the show on the road to Rendlesham Forest. So we're going to be doing, at some point, we'll be doing a little bit of a tour of UFO hotspots in the UK, live skywatches from all of the locations. I need to chase that with Pete. There was a possibility of a skywatch this week, although we are pushing it quite late. So I will check in to see if we can do an on-location one this week at some point. The weather is looking good. So yeah, hopefully we won't get chased off by the cows this time. Say it's fancy. It's fancy. Fondant fancies is the closest we're going to get with that. And it's it's really good there, and I am now not able to sleep for my early start there. Oh, you're right. Yes, MCR tomorrow there. I'm sure you'll sleep, but you'll have horrible nightmares. I'm joking. You'll be all right. I don't even know what the gist of it is. I've just heard that it's very, very good. A nice, cool 15 degrees in Pace. I am jealous of that. Oh, good spot in there. Good use of the grid and calling that one out. Thank you, guys. 15 degrees. That sounds like heaven right now. I don't know what temperature this room is. We're about 28 or something, which is not as bad. We got up to like 41, and then I had to call it quits during the heat wave in here. And silly me as well. I'm thinking to myself, you know what would look really cool in here is if I replaced my shelves behind me with like a wall of monitors with all sorts of extra analysis going on. I mean, just think of the heating that would cause me in the summer. But I'm a sucker for things looking flashy.
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, that one's fading a little bit there. There's another faint one. Oh, that one's popped in just down there as well. Oh, two. Oh my god, look. Actually, there. The more you zoom in, look. Fucking hell. There are loads. The skies are infested. It's the invasion. The weird of it was weird, Carl, wasn't it? Like, at first, I'm like, okay, you know, it's weird 'cause it's quite clear. But then it was the way it moved. It didn't seem like a lens distortion. That was a very good one there. Flash again, tick. Oh, good spotting. What grid was that? Sorry, I missed it there. Astronomy, how are you doing there? What's up? Janie there, coming in with the shares. Thank you for those guys. Said it is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves, and the more open-minded, intelligent people we can get in sharing our experiences and our knowledge and our skills and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes it is, you know, your career, your life experience that can account, not just the UFO stories that we want to hear. We had a chap coming in once, and we were seeing the anomalous stationary flashing, but I was looking at it and going, it's probably a geostationary satellite. But the chap comes in and he's like, no, I work with satellites, they're orbits communications. Sounded like he knew what he was on about, and he was basically saying no, that part of the sky and their sort of distance, we wouldn't be seeing that. So something that I thought was probably explainable turned out to be one of our most interesting observations. So yeah, it's always good to meet new people and hear their skills. Amanda as well, how are you doing there? Coming in with the gifts, so thank you for those. Oh, that's a nice one, good catch. And Mr. Money, good to see you, sir. How is it treating you? How's the weather? And Pluto, good to see you there. Not been on. No worries, Pluto. I hope you've had some exciting things to be getting up to. But always good to see you, sir. Oh, not so, sir. Where are we as well? Carl as well. I have quite a lot of experience from Paranormal, including the Spirits crossover, helping Spirits crossover, sorry, as well. Carl, you know, I think, yeah, when we get to do when we start dabbling in that space there, I think you're going to have to be a regular on the call-in for that one. We're going to rope you in. Nearly crashed into each other there. But if they do, that is a big fear at the minute, that basically, you know, the more traffic that is up there, they already have to avoid each other quite a lot. So yeah, the idea that one could hit another, and then that could then smack into another one, and more and more debris causes more and more crashes, and then all of a sudden low Earth orbit is just inaccessible because it also inaccessible because it just becomes like speeding bullets are flying around up there, and we can't get our satellites in to low Earth orbit or anything like that. Where did we get to? Into the chat. Best stream on TikTok. Thank you, Pluto. Very kind. But again, it is you guys. Honestly, I've tried doing it with me sitting here on my own. It's nowhere near as fun. It's crap. You guys come in with all the awesome stuff. So it is you guys there. How have you lost that already, Kate? How have you lost your Team Alan t-shirt? I think Alan's robbed it. Actually, I've lost mine. So maybe he has. How are you... Kate. Amanda, how are you doing, Amanda Panda? Where are we in there? And R4 there. Yeah, the camera's sorted, I think. So is there anything strange? No, not tonight. No, I don't think we've seen any strange. But we haven't actually been on that long. So we've got plenty of time to see some strange things. Oh, there's a few things going on the screen tonight. So I haven't seen anything strange just yet, but the camera's sorted, touch wood, for now. But it's not that I've done anything, so I've got no confidence that it's going to stay intact. It's always a bit of a gamble, this bloody thing. But hopefully, the will of the gods and all of that, it will continue to work for us. Welcome, I'm loving that one, Pluto. And thank you there. And Robert, sorry, there, where are you joining us from? Thank you for the follow. Ben is in too. We're all good. We're a bit hot, man, though. We're a bit hot. What you been up to there? Oh, can't stay born. It was always good to see you there. Hopefully we'll see you a bit more over the week or so there. We've got lots of clear skies, so there's going to be lots of good sky watches there. Adam coming in with the shares. I will be over to you tubers shortly, guys. It won't be long. I'm just finishing up here on the TikTok chat. So we're across 2 platforms tonight, so it takes me a second to read through one chat, then bounce over to the other one. But I do want to hear from you all, so do say hello. Do ask any questions that you may have Zoom there. Maybe it's what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it there, or if you've seen anything strange there. We'd love to hear from you all, or just say hello. Let us know where you're joining us from, where in the world. It always amazes me when we get people just internationally all looking at the same sky there. And surely every satellite is strategically placed high and at longitude. They are, but apparently I don't know what those variables are. I mean, maybe it is those atmospheric interactions that maybe knock them off course slightly, but apparently, yeah, there's hundreds of adjustments a day with this stuff, and obviously the more that's happening. But you would have thought, again, not much to avoid up there other than each other. And if you think about, if you laid down 15,000 satellites is a lot, but they're not normally that large. So if you laid them all on the Earth, they wouldn't take up that much space. There's got to be a lot of gaps, but I don't know, maybe they're like a big buffer zone for those reasons. I generally did with the ADHD with it there, where you put it in a safe place, so the safe you can't find it. I know exactly that, Kate. I've had to religiously adopt that everything has a home, and that home never changes. Like, that's the only way I've managed to survive. But everything has, like in prisons, where like all of the tools are on the wall, and then there's like a big outline around it. So if somebody's taken a hammer, you can see that the hammer's missing at a glance. Like, that is how my life is organised, or it wouldn't be organised anyway. And hoping for the best for the sake of it. Thank you, R4. Yeah, hopefully we'll get somewhere. I'm just happy that we're actually seeing some stars tonight, because after the mess up with the camera last night. And just a new job there is frying your brain there at about 1 million apps. I want to go for a lot. Oh, Pluto, I feel you with that one. Like, I mean, I don't have to use that many apps for it, but there's just every now and again, I want to sulk and throw it all away there. But you'll get the hang of it. You'll get into it. You'll be fine. But, yeah, hopefully a new job as well. Exciting, onwards, upwards, all sorts of possibilities for you there. Congratulations. If you lose things, where in my hand? Well, maybe there's the spooky part of it. Well, maybe it's not just all of you there. I'll catch you later, Amanda Panda, as well. And I tried that one, but people in my house make things move. Yeah. See, that's a luxury I don't have to deal with there. Leanne keeps to herself with these things. She's not interested in my toys, so that's normally okay. And then it's just the parrots that I have to worry about as well. Little insight into your past with the prison tour there. Well, the slaphead don't come from nowhere, That's the one thing. Touch wood. There. Need your own room. 100%, Kate. Maybe a room in the garden. You could share it with the thing. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to, you guys? Looked like a UFO. It really did, Amanda, that one, didn't it? It had the proper bulge and everything. I'm glad that wasn't just me thinking that. that's probably why we're all hanging out together, guys. You know, our brains are going to be thinking very similar things, aren't we there? And how they ensure the satellites don't crash into each other. Indigo. So basically, they're given their orbits, and because obviously space is like a near vacuum, they don't really slow down. So like once they kind of just go, right, let's get this alignment, and then we just push it, and it will just keep doing that for a while. So it remains consistent. So if you then time it right to then put the second one out, you go, you know, and then the third one, you know, you can kind of keep the spacings. Now, the closer they are to our atmosphere, and again, it's not just like a hard line of atmosphere, it kind of just gets progressively thinner out to space. But as soon as they start to kind of touch into that, then that slows them down a little bit, so that circle gets a little bit, so it starts to get lower and lower, and eventually they burn up. And SpaceX, with their Starlink satellites, all good spot in there, they are really pushing how low they can do it, because you know, they want those satellites as close to the ground essentially as possible to give, you know, the connection speed to be as good. So they tend to hit that and re-enter. So that's kind of there. Are we going to see the Perseus meteor shower this year? YT, I bloody well hope so. I really do. We tend to find that we actually have luck on the days either side of the main meteor shower. Most of the time, for the actual on-the-bank day, that we get less sightings. But the day before and the day after tend to be really quite busy for meteor showers and stuff for us there. All Sky Mystery Nights. I like the sound of that. See for good spotting, Amanda. And what camera do you need to buy to see other stars? So, well, technically, a lot of cameras will. It's just the big one is the lens, letting in enough light with it. So this lens, I never remember the name of it, but it lets in about 2.5 times that the human eye can see. So that's why when you look out to the night sky, you don't see all of these stars. You'll just see, you know, sort of that one, that one, that one, and that one, you know. So it's letting in more light. Those fainter stars. Again, there's more stars in all these dark bits here. There are more stars there. In fact, if we zoom in, can we see some? You can just about make up a faint one there, and a faint one there, and a faint one there. But we don't really see it because they're that much further away, or a little bit dimmer, and their light isn't making it through to us here, even with this lens. But a lot of the modern cameras will give you a good shout with it, especially if you're doing still images as well. If you're doing still images, then that opens, you can have that shutter open longer, lets in more light, so you can see some amazing things with it there. Oh, blue flash in a B3 and A3. Good spotting, Amanda. Totally missed that one, sorry. Let's see if it repeats though. Was it moving? And what's watching us tonight? Good way of thinking about it. You know, we're constantly thinking, aren't we? We're watching out for those. But I mean, even if there could be those things in orbit, I mean, I always wonder when we're doing something like this. Let's pick this one here, right?
Zoom mode activated.
We'll say that this little star here is 100 light years from us there. Sorry, let's make it 500 light years. Make it a bit more mysterious, right? 500 light years, this little star here. Just guessing. But around that, there will probably be other planets. And what if around that planet there, you know, it's in orbit, it's looking back to the faint dim of our star. Maybe our star looks like that to them. Looking back, wondering if there is life on our star. But then each one of these is going to have many opportunities for life to evolve around it there. There we go. That's a nice one coming in there, and 2 of them down here as well. I mean, the only reason that that mainstream science wasn't particularly open with you know, are aliens out there, we don't know why they were so cautious, is because we hadn't observed, again, technical limitations, we hadn't observed planets around any of these other stars. But now we're getting the equipment to actually start to notice it, and so far I think we've discovered about 6,000 exoplanets, so by no means a lot at all have been searched yet. But we now do think that there are going to be planets around all these stars, and then it's just a numbers game. You know, life is going to be absolutely abundant there. Where did we get to? Sorry guys, trying to scroll through. It's 11 degrees outside. Oh god, that really just sounds like heaven. I think we're pushing 30 in this room at the minute. It is warm. Feed him, exactly, living light there as well. And 6-7 in there. Scott there watching from Pitsea in Essex there. Now I think the reason aliens visit Earth is to see if we have nuclear weapons. Plus let us see what the future will look like. What do you think? So firstly, the nuclear stuff. There does seem to be a very strong correlation with their interest around nuclear weapons, nuclear mining, nuclear testing, nuclear energy. Really, really interesting, and it would make sense, you know. You know, a lot of people over the years have reported a direct concern. They've claimed that they've had experiences. That's a nice bright one. Oh, that's a red flash there. Keep an eye out for that one again. They've you know, basically said, oh, look, I've had messages from them, and they're really worried about what we're doing to our planet, the risk of nuclear warfare. For me, I think that the aliens, I don't think they'd be that concern. Not that those things aren't dangerous, but I think if you're traveling around space and stuff, unless Earth is rare, then they'll probably be more that anthropological, just observe them, see what they get on with it there. But there is a lot, they do seem to be interested in those sorts of things. But Pitsea, I grew up in Pitsea. I know Pitsea very, very well, Scott. I have spent many a wasted youth in the Tesco's there at 24. Is it still 24 hours? Haven't been in a while there, but still got lots of friends in Pitsea. Yes, many a wasted evening there. I say wasted evening, staggering around the streets. What's the red thing in D1? So D1, good spot in there. We've got a couple of dead pixels on the camera. So there is, if I get there, there's one there. There's one there, and there's one there. There might be a couple of fainter ones, but yeah, it's just the sensor basically on the camera is just a bit duff. A nice one here, steadily chucking away there. It's a good spot in noticing are those ones. Emilio, yeah, that is Amanda's video, that one there. Good spot in there. How are you doing, caveman? It was a close one. There. Oh, you made it onto the Discord. Oh, I've got that. Perfect there, Gandalf. That excites me because now we can message each other. Are you planning on coming to Warminster for this year's bank holiday weekend anniversary thing? Let me just check to see if I've got any pending. No, come through. Yeah, you plan to come down for that? It'd be good to be able to say hello there. And well done for persevering. Like, work made me get Discord initially, and I said it took me 4 years. It was only doing this bloody stream that forced me to kind of get my head around it. I was awful with the bloody thing. So there. Well, Gandalf, we'll see you there then. So there we go, we can keep in touch now and plan that one. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok. Where did we get to there? V and Amanda and Pluto and Dodo. How are we doing, guys? Thank you for the gifts there. All the gifts, the subs, the members, the merch, all the jazz, all goes back into the stream there, helping us improve what we're doing. So currently we're trying to get our show on the road. We're trying to get to our Rendlesham Forest there. We need a couple of bits of kit so we can do a live Skywatch from that location. Bring you with us there, and you can watch me be terrified in the woods at night for those. But after that, then we've got a plan to do a lot of other the UFO hotspots around the UK. Ran the Walled. That was it, Pluto. Yeah, I like how you didn't go to prison. You went to Walled. That is actually much closer, probably assessment there. The secure unit. He keeps talking about this alien called Alan. It is, Pluto, it is. It's a bit frustrating. There are tools that do it, but they just don't do it quite well. I'm toying a new one at the minute, but it's not consistent. It drops messages, and I don't want people to think that we're not reading them there. So I'm still waiting. It won't be long before somebody figures it out 100%. It's mainly TikTok that causes the issues because it doesn't export their YouTube and stuff. It's quite flexible with it, but it won't be long before we get it all there. I'd pitch a tent in the front garden, but I thought I could get a caravan. Oh, yes, actually, Kate. That's not a bad shout there. You could move out alone into the front driveway. Problem is, Kate, you'll start to like it, and then you just won't see the family in the rest of the house. Just slowly move away from it there. V, coming in the hashtags. Thank you there, V. So, guys, should we check the merch showcase to see if that's working? Is it going to load? There we go. So, this is our merch showcase. So, if you're on our Discord and you get some of our merch, take a picture of yourself in it or on location in it somewhere, and then post it in the merch showcase in Discord, and we can see you guys on the stream there in all of your glory on all of the stuff there. As well, be coming in with the shares. Oh, that was a good spot there. This is definitely a busier patch of the night sky, isn't it, tonight there? And 100% there's things are looking back in our direction there. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. There's just got to be, hasn't there? I mean, the mainstream sites, Ben.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding, Alan. Mainstream sites will now also say, the life is just going to be abundant there. It's just a numbers game. But they won't quite say complex life necessarily. They won't say intelligent life. They won't say civilizations yet. And look, fair enough. I know how they work, right? That's their bag. But yeah, again, it's numbers. They're going to be out there. They're going to be out there. And we do see signs that indicate that might very well be what is going on. Because, again, look at all those anomalous radio signals there. Look at all of the anomalous star behavior. We, in our telescopes, we notice stars doing strange things from where we are that we can't explain by any way we can conceive of nature other than man-made, but intelligent fuckery, essentially, at these distances. But the biosignals signatures there, we're not quite getting the techno signatures in that sense, but we're definitely getting biosignatures. Oh, two crossing there, that was a close one. of these distant planets. So it's starting to look like the universe is alive, and we should be at the right time, guys. Excuse me, over the next couple of years, the actual equipment, the new telescopes are coming online, which should push all of these over the line to be able to be confirmed. Rather than, we're getting interesting indicators, this should be able to confirm it pretty soon there. Dodo is in. How are you doing there? You're going to come down for that one, Print Farm. Well, we actually want to do a little like a one-day thing with a Skywatch. That is on our list of things to do, and I'm working on it. I'm hoping I can kind of get it. We're running out of time, but I'm hoping I can get something in for this year, like in the peak of summer or something. But we do want to arrange it to meet, because a few of you guys have expressed interest in coming down. I think it'd be cool to do like a little group Skywatch there. It'd be intentional, Kate. Well, the problem is, right, so now we've got like the spare bedroom here. I say spare bedroom is full of my shit, but you got the guest bed in there, and it's just easier now to go, oh, you're snoring, I'm going to go in the other room. And just go, it's just easier now. You go, you got to kind of make the effort, because otherwise it's very easy there to just never kind of check in. Oh, TikTok, they're making me complete a puzzle. Whoever's on the grid tonight, guys, 10 points. You're doing very, very well. I'm actually able to kind of notice these things now. See the grid coming up, so I appreciate it there. And bed feed him exactly, and Dodo as well. In fact, we can feed Alan that son. There we go. Well, I didn't know, but they're doing it on TikTok, on the tubes now as well. They're doing their own version of gifting, so we can feed you guys. Oh yeah, the YouTube can feed Alan as well. There, V coming in with the stickers. Oh, the Broadhaven. Wow, UFO landing. A Russian UFO seen on TikTok there, South Pole. Interesting. I've heard of the Broadhaven one. Didn't know the Russian link. There are a few big crashes or incidents in the UFO world, which I think, Russian satellite is one of the go-to answers there when they find they can't dispel it with the other means there. But Kecksburg was reported to be, was it a Russian satellite that had crashed there? Same with Rendlesham Forest. That was one of the explanations that it might have been, but I think people have checked out, the orbital position. They don't quite line up for it there. But we do know that the Americans did manage to down at least one Russian satellite, and I had to hand it back to them. Somewhere in Scotland, they did the handover for that during the Cold War, apparently. But that's probably what the space shuttle's mission was, probably to go out there and grab one. But I think I'm leaning towards it's possibly something else a little bit stranger. Maybe whatever the Black Knight satellite is, or something along those lines. Where did we get to? Just in satellite, a flare in a real time is why it's crazy. It's that bright, isn't it, to the human eye there? Good spot in there. And Carl would love to come down for that. I would love definitely to have you down for that one as well. I think we're going to do something at some point. My main sticking points with doing the meetup is mainly that if it's cloudy and people come all that way and we can't do a decent Skywatch, like, what can we do that's still worth the effort? And then also, can we do a couple of other things like during the day? I think we could have like a big dinner and a bit of a social. That's easy enough. But like, what else could we do during the day that would appeal to everybody? That we can kind of make a full day of it there. So they're part of it there. V as well there. We'll have to hire the coach, right? And then just as it travels down the country all the way down here to Wiltshire, then just pick you all up on the way. Oh, an accident on the UFO homepage says it. Dang it. Thank you there, South Polar. And M to the C, how are we doing tonight there? Gridmasters, V and Kyle. There we go. That's a rank now. Gridmasters. I like that. And UFOs over US nuclear facilities there to stop telephones. Interesting. As well, again, that electromagnetic interference there. And X, how are we doing there? Feed him exactly. Have a party and a dress up. Now, the dress up, 100%. I'm no party animal these days. I think one big curry. I'm sure there's vegan options there, because we do apparently have the best curry house in the UK, and this comes from official. When I was reading through various classic UFO books on the phenomena that happened here, and they all mention. I was glad to go back to Warminster because that is the best curry house in the UK. Apparently it is, and it is legitimately very good. So we do all have to meet up there. Wow, look at these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a nice one. Zoom in on that one.
Zoom mode activated.
Remember, guys, this is what we're looking out for tonight. Keep your eyes on them there. We're looking for them to act strangely. Lots of man-made shit up there, and we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger there. And could get some dowsing rods and do some... Oh, actually, that's not a bad shout there, Carl. That's not a bad shout. Maybe we could also... You're giving me ideas there. You've been in all night. I saw you earlier, but I wasn't sure if you were off on another chat there, X. Have you been, supermodding again to like 10,000 people? Right, where do we get to on the tubes? Where do we get to, guys? And YT, you're joining. Excellent. They're good. Guys, you're all welcome to join us over in the Discord. Link in bio for that one. It's a great place where we chat offline, but we also share anything we find interesting there. We've got, again, the interesting things section. We go, I heard a podcast that talks about this. Where it's science, UFOs, anything relating to the phenomenon we post in there. We've got our personal experience section where I go through and read it all, guys, because they're people's individual accounts with the phenomena. They're absolutely amazing. You guys are welcome to add your stories, your accounts to it too. There, plus Movie Club. That'll be coming up at the end of the month there. We're going to be watching an alien-themed movies. I think it's Ryzen at the minute, but I don't trust Amazon Prime because they tend to take the fucking films off just before we're about to watch them. But we're meant to be watching that one together, so we press play on our own TVs, but then we chat along in the Discord. So you're welcome to join us for those ones as well. Just general chit chat, and also you can talk to Alan in there as well. I take no responsibility for what he says, but you can just type /ALEN and then space your message as one mate like that, and then Alan will talk back to you. And he's rude. I take no responsibility, but you can, if you so desire, you can have your feelings hurt by Alan. And Rich is in there. Evening all. They say it's clear night tonight there. It's best it's been for a while. It is a really good one tonight, isn't it? Should we crank up the brightness a touch more? Let's see if we can. Don't want to wash it out, but we'll make sure we're getting those faint objects in there. But how are you doing, Rich? And if you could pick a telescope as station for a party a night of observing stars and UFOs, which one would you choose there? For example, a James Webb Space Telescopes, or the ALMA, or something similar with T, or cookies. Well, the cookies definitely. So James Webb, I think, might get a bit cold up there in space, but I'm interested in I always forget the names because they've got weird fucking names. Is it the VLA? Basically the one from the cover of Contact, the radio telescope dishes there, where all the alien signals are. Oh, lots going on there. I forgot to drink. Where we're getting party in front of the dishes. See if we can hear some radio signals there. What's that? Oh, 19720 on those ones. As well. And Bruton there, I've been sat on the back garden for the last hour there. No wind at all, but cloudy. Oh, you see those clouds sitting there like, come on lads, clear. Well, luckily, keep your clouds, and you'll have to live through us tonight vicariously. There, Nathan is in the house there. How are you doing there? Oh, so nicely for some activity around the plough area. Had some good flybys there. So the plough's tricky for us. I want to, but the problem is, I might be able. Let me try. I think this time, I think it's slightly kind of over the house. But if I spin the camera, we'll see if we can get it in. I think it's a bit too far around, but let's try, Nathan. Because I do like, and I keep meaning to do more of the plough, but it hasn't aligned for time. Nah, I think if I spin it a bit more, is that going to be, I think we're the wrong angle for the trees, yeah. Bollocks. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, I don't think we can kind of catch it around there for tonight. It should be, at some point, it should align where we can. The other thing is, at some point I want to upgrade this, and this will actually give me better control, because at the minute it's quite limited with its range of movements and stuff. So then we would just be able to push it around no matter where it is. So sorry to disappoint on that one. Any idea why almost all are so fascinated by things that they cannot see, like God, ghosts, UFOs, and so on? Well, I think part of it is psychologically, isn't it? We're, to various degrees, compelled to find answers to the things that present themselves to us as we go on with our life there, and if you think of it like in a negative way, like if you leave your house and you think, I live in a really, really, really safe area, and you leave your house and somebody comes along and goes, give me your phone, you're going to be obviously very upset about that, but probably quite traumatized because you didn't see it coming. And the brain in those situations doesn't like that. It likes to go, right, what clues did I miss? Okay, did I not notice the area was going downhill a bit more? Was it at night time? And is it night time that why it was more dangerous than I expected? So your brain is compelled to kind of make sure it knows and sees those things coming. Now, if it's less dramatic than that, you're less compelled. So how dramatic it is, how much priority your brain will give it there. But I think that's where the curiosity comes from there. What is going on? I think there's definitely other motives there, but it is deeply seated within a lot of people. But what also equally surprises me is how the opposite is true as well. Like, there are people out there that just go, no, not at all. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, fuck off. I didn't triple click.
Zoom mode activated.
How people go, and they're just not interested. They're not even curious. There's just no whisper of intrigue or possibility, you know? It's like offering a vegan a steak, you know? They're just not. And I don't get how people are just not interested by it at all there. And like there, the What Was the Thing began in the 60s there until the late 70s there. And why did it stop? Or is it still happening? It's a good question. And that is why we called the thing. That is why we're monitoring the night sky to see if it's still going on. And I don't think it's going on to the same degree. There definitely was a spike, but this is a weird area, and we do see some strange things. So I think it is. I mean, actually, Gandalf is the chap to talk about this one, because Gandalf was there at the time for that, you know. And what could it be? I've got my own theories. I've recently finished one of the earlier books on it, and it is fascinating. Something really did go on, and out of all of the... I mean, like, you go, Roswell is brilliant because of the cultural impact and the crash and all that sort of stuff there. It makes a lot of sense. But for sightings and experiences, there is nothing I am aware of that is so consistent as what happened in Warminster for those 10 years. It was constant. I don't know why it's not a bigger deal for people. It's a focal point that I sent to pass by. I keep wanting to, because there's a planet on the right at the bottom of the ploughy dippy bit, just off to the left of one of the stars there is another star that I don't think you can quite see with the naked eye, and apparently that's one of the ones that has been sending us apparently by the looks of it laser signals. So I keep meaning to point it to there, but it's just not been in the right part of the bloody sky at the minute. But I did catch it last year, so I think it must be coming up. There must be an alignment time coming up. Maybe as it gets earlier, might catch it in the right place there. I think we do. Oh my god, is that a leaf? That's a leaf that's in China. Let me push this back slightly to where we were here. Sorry guys, yeah, we do. We have a couple of dead ones there, sadly. And so busy out of the plough there. You can see with the naked eye. It's always phenomenal, isn't it, to see those things like that there. And can you catch Andromeda? So, Whitey, we used to be able to. Let me see if I can spin it around there. But I've had trouble locating it recently. What we'd normally do is if I spin us back around to Vega. I don't know if Vega's still in shot. So there we go. Right, this bright one. Is that in B1? Right, that bright one there is Vega. Big, beautiful, bright purple Vega. There's still some activity here. Let's zoom in.
Zoom mode activated.
26 light years from us here on Earth. Burning much hotter, much brighter than our star. Won't last as long, but it is beautiful, that one. Now, what I normally do is there's a few other things in the night sky that we know of what's going on around here. So this is the coat hanger constellation.
Activated.
I mean, just look at the different colours of all of the different, stars there. But it's the only constellation that actually looks like, other than the plough maybe, actually looks like what it says there, upside down coat hanger. But yeah, not Vega. I remember, so on Andromeda, if we keep going around, we can normally catch Andromeda somewhere around here. And it looks like every other star, like a bright star, but it's smudged is the only way you can describe it. So any of those stars, but as if you'd smudged the fucker. But I haven't been able to find it lately. Andromeda, where are you? Let's have a look. But if we do find Andromeda, it gets lighter, this part of town. Is that it? This might be it.
Zoom mode activated.
It's not quite as clear because of how bright it is around here, but I think that's Andromeda there. So Andromeda is not another star like our sun. Andromeda is a whole other galaxy. So that has got billions of stars with billions upon billions of planets. I think that's Andromeda there. It's the only way to describe it is smudged. I could be wrong. But yeah, anyway, let's get ourselves back to a little bit of a better part of the night sky. But it is always cool to see some of the shit that is going on off and around up there. The tracker seems to be working a lot better. That other purple one that is in A2, that's Deneb as well, just for reference there. Let's screw ourselves around here. I'll keep Vega on the screen for a bit. There you go. Much better, much nicer part of the sky. And Andrew there, people have been groomed for generations not to ask questions and trust experts. That is very, very true. They are, that is, or the people, the powers that be, whoever that is, it's convenient when people just follow the rules, isn't it, there? They want people to follow the rules as much as possible. But then, when they need people to actually think for themselves, then you're fucked, aren't you? And this is when bureaucracy has to be has to be what's the word, careful with what it wishes for, and this is it makes me laugh because a prime example of this was a recent NHS campaign, which was, you know, don't go to A&E if you've got a cold. And that sounds like, you know, quite logical advice. You know, you're overrunning the limited resources of the NHS. But the problem is, they've spent the last, 5 years, or probably longer than that, but quite intensely over the last 5 years, basically saying, don't Google your symptoms, don't try and take responsibility for your own health in any which way, shape or form, always go to a specialist. In fact, you know, it's so bad out there, you've got to have 5,000 jabs either which way and scaring people, and you can't have it both ways. You know, this thing, you know, you are either telling people, you know, you have to do a certain amount of stuff yourself, or you can say, no, this stuff is so dangerous that only we can do it. You can't have your cake and eat it with it there. And I think there's a balance with, you know, what load you're doing there, but you've got to be careful how you word it. The amount of times I've gone to the GP, or family have gone to the GPs, and you know, they'll just be shrugged off because of symptoms, which then turn out to be exactly what you think and be life-threatening. And that is an exact quote. I've had 2 close family members, both told, you know, no, you're making it up, it's just heartburn. And we can guess what it wasn't, guys, there, and then a bit of luck, it was caught out later by somebody else. So, you know, don't Google your symptoms, don't do all this, don't do all that. On one hand, you know, you're not responsible enough to understand that anything that's going on in your body, we have to approve or disapprove everything. And then on the flip of it, oh, why is everybody in A&E and clogging the current? Well, because why the fuck do you think, lads? So sideways round there. So you're 100% right on that one, Andrew. Is a leaf. That big one was a leaf on the edge. When the trees on the edge illuminate there, and it does look cool. There, we're lucky there. Liberty, how are we doing there? I like a 12 on a galaxy. I mean, you know, what is it with the Greek gods being named after planets and chocolates being named after the galaxy? There. I think aliens could be there. Well, hold on. Just statistically, you know, you've got to think, though. They've got to be, haven't they? There. I'll catch you later then, Gandalf, there, time for bed. But thank you for joining us as always. Hopefully we'll catch you later in the week, so we should have some very clear nights and hopefully another on location at some point there. Orion constellation is always good to see in the winter. Lilac, we caught it last winter, and it is cool to see. You can see the nebula as well. It's really, really cool. B4 flashing. I caught that one in time, right? B4. I'll have a look out for it. Keep your eyes. There's lots of movement tonight. Lots of movement. So keep your eyes peeled. Remember, we need to see it do something strange. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, or change its course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger. One of the many, many man-made satellites that is up there. Right, bouncing back over to the tick-tock. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Sorry, the guys are a bit far behind on here. I'll find out where I got to in the chat. You're in stealth mode. HNX there. Stay quiet. To your prodded are there as well. 7 on screen at one time. We had 9 last night. I think it was the new season record. We haven't beat our overall of 14 on, but the skies are alive. And again, those things are still up there. It's just that we can't see them due to the position of the sun, whatever those things are. And remember, even though statistically most of these objects are going to be man-made satellites flying around up there, it's not always the case. In fact, this is exactly what we're seeing now. These moving reflected things have been seen before man had satellites up there in space. So what the fuck is it there? You know, lots of strange things up there. Oh god, sorry guys, it's jumping ahead. Where did the chat get to there as well? My Alan has a bad attitude as well. Carl, I warned you guys. I've warned you all, and 100% they've all turned out to be dysfunctional. Tree birds and bush birds want to make a cameo. Wait, when we get the new pan, and it's going to be a while yet, we'll get the new pan and tilt, we can move it. The range is going to be crazy on that thing, and it'll make moon streams much easier. Good spotting on the grid. That's a nice one. Should we zoom in on that?
Zoom mode activated.
Remember, see it, stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. Keep your eyes on it there. So yeah, we'll be able to see lots more of the trees. There, holding your hats, feet, loving stickers there, and Stilkers there. What kind of camera is it? It's a Sony A7, I think, for this one, but it's all about the lens. That was the expensive lesson that I had to make there. And is that a shooting star going up an A4 there as well? So I didn't catch that one exactly. Sorry, it's taken me a while to get around to you. They're probably not. So most of these ones that we're seeing now, these are going to be like objects that are up in Earth's orbit that are basically getting that sunlight reflected back on them. So this time of year, the sun isn't going to fully round, even though it's dark for us on the surface, and they can still reflect that light back to us. That's what we're going to see a lot of. We do see shooting stars, but they're really cool, and we get to see them in there as well. I like that one as well, South Polar. And R4 back there went to get a milkshake. Oh, now I need a milkshake, a really cold drink for that one. And there. You see the plough over your house there. It's clear as anything. I think it's directly over, and I just can't get that angle on the camera at the minute, sadly, because it is cool to see. Loving the stickers, V. And where are we there? There is Vega. I was going to ask you about it. I was testing this part of the night sky because I think we tested it not on last night, the night before, and it seemed to be busier, but it might just be, again, moving into the season now there. Andromeda is east, northeast. I think we might just caught the edge of it, I think, actually, because that is about where that one would have been. Oh, was that a flasher? I saw a flash around here. This is a moving object. Keep your eyes on those. And Essex Sky Shots, how you doing, Danny? Their Starlink are flying about tonight. There 14,000 are set to fly over. There is, I think there's about 15,000 all in, like man-made satellites. It's crazy, isn't it, how many's up there now and how many that we get to see. We've caught the chains a few times. So we've caught it like just after launch, where it's like a really tight line, and we've caught it like midway apart and then really, really long. And it's absolutely always awesome to see those things. You don't need the aliens, they help, but sometimes it's cool. Look how big this one is as
Zoom
well.
mode activated.
Again, for us to say for sure that is anything other than a man-made satellite, we need to see it stop dead, shoot for speed, change its course or trajectory. Now, coloration and flashing can be of interest, but they're not quite as conclusive. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not something anomalous. It just means statistically it's most likely to be one of the man-made satellites up there. And so many bright ones hitting the sun. Exactly, Danny, there, exactly. It is all to do... Was that another flash? No, that's a twinkle. It's all to do with the position. You know, the sun may have gone around for us here on the surface, but those things off the surface do have a direct line of sight at various altitudes, so they can flash that back down to us there. These satellites don't have headlights on like cars. They're not emitting light, they're just reflecting it. And I thought there, don't like the way the NHS is going and the local hospitals are packed. It's scary. Oh god, yeah, like, I've given up on it there. You know, let alone for the poor people that have to work there for it. You know, like actually, you know, doing the day to day with it. There. And they're weaving in the sky. It's so beautiful to see there. Your heartburn, exactly, Kate, exactly. Your heartburn was kidney disease. Like, yeah. It seems to be anybody of a certain pay band at the NHS needs a slap. The lower ones are fine. It's as soon as they've got a qualification, then, you know, and they're working a 3-day week, then you know to question them. Oh, we got a flasher. I've got another bright one coming in here, and we got this flasher. Hello.
Zoom
right.
mode activated.
Can we time this, or can we just, if that's a repeating flash pattern, because it stopped flashing now. If that's variable, that does become anomalous. That becomes very interesting. Well, it's not the same flash pattern that was. I mean, it was coming into shot, so it might be to a position if it was just the first couple of twinkles. But, very interesting. So what's happening, if we just keep following it as we zoom out, there's another bright one there. It was this one that was flashing. What's happening, if we go for whatever that object is, again, most likely man-made satellite until we say otherwise, flying along, right? So look, if you see flashes, no flash, flash, no flash. So it's doing that as it flashes there, if you're getting the repeated flash. Sometimes it's due to, like, you know, in its arc relative to the sun. See how it flashes up like that? Basically that's how those passive objects do get those lights on them. But if it's a variable flash we see over a period of time, can be very interesting indeed. Could point, because as you imagine, if it's rotating, if it's a satellite, it's going to have the same sides to rotate through, so that flash will be quite consistent. If it varies and it's not just due to the positioning, that can be anomalous. Maybe we should actually mention it at my next appointment. Wait, have you not mentioned it to them? Is that why they didn't tackle it, Kate? And Ollie there, hey mate, how you doing there? Love this content there, first time viewer. What are you showing us? So interesting. Thank you, Ollie. I hope you're still with us. So guys, if I have taken a while to get around to your messages, I'm across 2 platforms, TikTok and YouTube there. So do say hello, ask away your questions. I love to hear it all there. I do want to hear where you're watching from as well. I'm reading through the TikTok at the minute. I'll bounce back over to the YouTube and vice versa there. So sorry if it's taking a second. But brilliant question, Ollie. So we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight. So this is live from my garden here in Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So yeah, looking out for anomalous objects flying around in the night sky that could be a UFOs or something a little bit stranger than all those man-made satellites that are flying around up there. So yeah, we do see see lots of strange things. In fact, this little town here in Wiltshire is called Warminster, and it had, and I didn't realise until moving here, that in the 60s and 70s it had literally the best UFO flap that I've ever heard of. It was 10 years of consistent, strange UFO-related events. So much going on here. So this is a bit of a weird part of the world, and there's still some strange things going on in the night skies. That's what we're doing. Sometimes we take the show on the road, and we go up to UFO hotspots locally and things to do the live sky watches from there. But if it's a cloudy night, we do an alien radio signal hunt. That's what it looks like there. We're listening on the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorise that if ET's out there, that's where they'd put the message, hello, where the wow signal's heard. And if the moon's up, I'm not going to be bothered, we do a moon hunt there, and we see some strange things on, off and around the moon. So make sure, guys, you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, and then that way you'll get those notifications when we go live, because we're pretty much on every night. But Ollie, where are you joining us from tonight there? Loving the stickers, V and X. It's easier putting a dislocated finger back in than a shoulder and a leg without pain. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, just the thought of that. Yeah. And where are we? Down here as well. The bright one in A1. V, I'm probably far behind. I'll answer it for now. That one, that is Vega, actually. That one, yes, so Vega's raised up a bit now. It's on the edge of the screen, so it's not looking as purple. But we're going to have a little flasher here as well. So that seems to be quite a consistent pattern there. So
Zoom mode activated.
So if you imagine that's a satellite. If it's tumbling like that, see, flash, no flash. Hold on, let's get that flash. See, doing that, flash, no flash, as it's moving there. Now, modern satellites aren't really designed to tumble. Some of the earlier ones are a little bit more flexible about it there, but essentially they're designed to point one fucking way. If it's a communication satellite, that antenna's going to be down to the ground so your phone can connect to it. If it's a spy satellite, that camera needs to be pointing to Earth, or it's not very good, is it? So if it's tumbling and rotating and flashing, it's not doing its job. It's probably at the end of its life there. Adam as well coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those as well there, if you haven't already there. Oh, Chadwell St Mary, yeah, in Grays, Essex there. Starlights and shooting stars there. My uncle's from Chadwell St Mary. How is the skies? Is it clear your way tonight as well? Definitely coming into the season, I reckon, there, the fluctuations, how many you see throughout the year. It is related to positions 100% off, which is really frustrating because... oh, that's a nice bright one down the bottom. Because we get these little windows of high activity each year. Now, we still see things outside of them. It's just this particular observation method there, where we're looking out for things within our atmosphere or within orbit that are bouncing that light back off to us there to show us our position. But it doesn't mean that we don't get to see anything. We see less activity overall, but we still see probably the same-ish amount of anomalies there, which is quite interesting, because when that sun is fully gone round and we're not seeing any of these objects, the normal satellites bouncing the light back, what we see one a night. And you go, where the fuck is that one getting the light from? If nothing else is illuminated, that sun's got to be fully around. How can that one? Well, maybe it's not reflecting light in that case. Maybe it is emitting it, and therefore it is a little bit stranger. There, push the button, V. All right, I'll push it.
Anomalous object confirmed.
We'll call it for one of them. There. That's an alien. Hey, DJ, Danny Jones. There, we've confirmed it now. 2 flashes in B1 cut as well. Good. There, it just came out of hyperspace. Well, there are certain anomalies that are witnessed. Ollie, thank you for the follow there, sir, as well. But there are certain anomalies that have been witnessed that, you go, what the fuck was that? And maybe that is an explanation. Like, we do not actually have the sensors to measure potential hyperspace, all this sort of stuff, wormholes, warp drive, which are real by in physics. Doesn't break physics, it's possible, but we could build the sensors, but we don't. So it might be going on all of the fucking time, but we don't know about it there. Debster coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those, guys. As I said, it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve on what we do there. So currently it's going into the pot, trying to get us on the road to Rendlesham Forest to do a live skywatch on location from the site of that famous crash/landing just outside the US military base there. V, is that... V potatoed me. Thank you, V. Keeping me humble there as well. Debster, thank you for the gifts as well. I do like the potato. It does make me laugh. Where are we as well there? I've been interested in this for ages there. From England as well. Leicestershire as well. I love that. Have you ever seen anything strange yourself, Ollie, there? Have you always just been sort of curious just generally? Or was it like an event, a strange sighting, or a family story that kind of set your interest off there? I always find it interesting how we all got into the phenomena there. And R4 there, you've watched the live for 200 minutes. I swear it's probably more than that, R4. 200 minutes, that's probably like 2 streams, isn't it? And Mirko as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you saying hi from tonight? Good to have you in there. Very clear sky. It's so dark. It is a very good night tonight for the sightings there. And have you caught anything interesting yet? So tonight, we've had in the ice, you know, like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 maybe. We've not really had anything that's gone. We've had in that, but not in there. So there's 2 brackets really of anomalies. So there's the slam dunk that we do not know what that is. You know, there is nothing that man-made or weather-related can explain, you know, certain movement patterns and behaviours there, and that's much rarer, obviously. But we have seen that. But we get also a much more common middle ground where it can be explained. You know, you can't write off man-made objects or things like that fully. But when you've been doing it for a while, you see all of the various satellite variations, all the different times of year, and you start to go, no, that is strange. I can't tell you why, but again, that's more of a product of the limited data that we can sense from down here with the equipment, rather than the object not being necessarily anomalous there. But sometimes our gut tells us that things are stranger, but that isn't scientific, so we can't say any more than that. But we do get a lot more of this. I think something's going on there. But we have some interesting ones. We've got a couple of them pinned on our main TikTok page for there. How about yourself there, Mirko? Have you seen anything strange as well? Have you ever heard of the Ramsgate? I have heard of the tunnels, yeah. I haven't been to them, though. I'm a bit of my other geeky interest is anything underground, mostly Cold War bunkers, but that sort of stuff is of interest as well. Look how bright this one is. Look at that's pretty cool. How thin and lined that one is as well there. Little Green Goblin, where are you joining us from? Good to have you in. And definitely more than that by now there. Only just seen it at the top of the screen. There are a hell of a lot there. And Russ there, just back from Marfa, Texas there. An amazing view in the Mystery Lights. Now, Russ, I am jealous. The Texas lights, and it's the Hessdalen lights are very similar as well. But there are these places around the world. Marfa, Texas is a great one for that. In fact, let's zoom in on this one. Where people see basically a certain place you can go, and then in the distance you see these strange lights. And over the years, people have said everything, you know, from folklore to, you know, earth lights and ball lightning, but they're quite regularly there. They behave in these weird ways. And the best candidate we've got at the minute is plasmoids, which are balls of plasma which appear to be acting as if they are sentient. And there's a lot of evidence for this. In fact, our government here in the UK, we did a report in the late 90s, early 2000s, Condign report, and its conclusion was a lot of the UFO stuff it could be these, and it needs more research because it does look like they're sentient. What was that like to experience, Russ? That is phenomenal. And I've always been intrigued there, no other reason than just curiosity and belief there. Like, open-minded as well. You know, that's how we learn. It's how people discover. So many people go through going, no, we've explained it all already. I've got no questions. And then we don't learn anything new. It's essential, isn't it, to remain curious. You don't know what you don't know. Me and my mate was down there, and we had a ball of light follow us, as we was the only ones down there. Now that is really cool in that environment as well. What colour was it? A white light? Was it an orange light there? All good spotting on B4 there, Carl. Yeah, tell us more about the light. That is very interesting. I had a similar one recently, actually, potentially depending on the colour. Anyway, there. Have you seen the new video of the little people? I haven't seen that one, X. You haven't sent it to me. No, I haven't seen that one yet. No, God, you know, I don't hear much on the little people front there. I reckon plasmoids are UFOs operated by consciousness. They could be. I mean, it could be so far out of our understanding of how the technology works that, you know, yeah, it could be something like that. I lean to a more intelligent life form of its own, but not all of it. I definitely think, because again, you know, the actual wall, look, so many on the screen now, look. Coming through down there, nice and bright. But yeah, there's so much point. There's so much going on there. Just the craft themselves, UFOs themselves, may ionize plasma and all of that sort of stuff around them, so they would look very, very similar. Starlink definitely in a line gives it away a bit. Don't think so. No one watches them. I do, just like normally once every other day, or maybe 3 days. I'm getting quite slack. And got some great videos and seen with many others. A naked take. Yes, totally random colours and brightnesses. I didn't know they changed colour as well. God, I really would love to do that one. We're going to have to add that to our list of on the world tour that we'll never actually get around to doing, but I'd love to see that. Yellow, white and blue. Wow, that is cool. The one that I saw was to Naked Eye Rush. Yeah, that was, and yeah, God, I'd love to see it. But the one I saw is up on one of the Iron Age hill forts around here. Was doing one of our lives, and we're doing live Skywatch, had all the kit set up there. But on the horizon, And you don't know if it was an optical illusion, but it was towards the military training areas. There's not really any buildings out there. You know, we know what was in that area. You can see what car headlights look like and what planes look like in the distance. But this was weird. It looked to me as if there was a dog walker, one of those LED headlamps walking. That's what my brain thought it was. And I thought because it was moving a little bit, and I thought it was coming towards us over the top of this hill. Very flat up there, nothing going on. And then it just disappeared. Oh, that's weird. And then it come back later again, and it kept coming. Didn't get this. It felt like it was getting closer, and that's the only thing I can think of is like an orb experience like that as well. And Marco, no worries there. Thank you for the good question there. Unfortunately, no, I've never seen anything unusual. Hey, there's always time. There's always time, Marco, there. But I do love all of your questions and participation there, so we appreciate that. I mean, hang around here. You'll definitely see something strange at some point there. Best video I've seen recently was the Utah mothership with hundreds of UFOs flying out of it. God, you know what? I don't think I have had a chance to properly catch up for ages now. I'm just thinking, because that reminded me, there's another video that I've got saved that I need to go back to, and I haven't got around to it there. X there, and we was the only ones down there. Even shining a torch was still there, was moved in front of and shot off there. How did that feel experiencing it there? Like, did it feel like it could be a creature in itself, or it could be technology, you know, or something, or more paranormal? How was that experience there? Martha is over in an old World War II US. Is it really? Interesting. I mean, it's an interesting town for many reasons there, but I didn't know. That reminds me a little bit of the old Roswell as well, because that was, again, airbase there. Harry Woodall, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Essex Skyshots, Danny, thank you for the gifts as well, as it all goes back into stream. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes, because you guys have been patiently waiting for me to get back to you guys. And I'll get back over to TikTok shortly, or it shouldn't take me too long, but let me get through the chat over here. Got to that one. It's the flashing Falcor, the luck dragon from Neverending Story. That takes me back. You know, they found the puppet of Falcor recently in somebody's garage. It's still quite large. Side note on that. I can see a lot more tonight than last. Oh God, yeah, last night, wasn't it? Hello, SK as well. Last night was crap. The camera issues and everything. It was literally a black screen with 2 white dots. There was still the odd bit of movement, but now it's crap. So thank you for all hanging out. Although, hilariously, I think our viewership is roughly the same. So I don't know what that says. It says that you guys are mad and will watch anything. Or I've gone mad. It's all in my head. What was the matter with the camera? So every now and again it just has a sulk, and it won't output HDMI, just keeps resetting and flashing through. I think it's more to do with that particular camera having just issues with its HDMI. Apparently it's notoriously temperamental, but sometimes I leave it and it just works, and we're on that one today, so I'm not going to question it. Hopefully we're on another good run. It was just having a sulk yesterday, but yeah, we'll have to see. I need to figure out. I have ordered some kit that hopefully will circumvent that in the future. Maybe improve the quality, but I don't know if we're going to be that lucky. But it'll take a couple of weeks to arrive. God, where did I get to? Sorry, guys. I thought I was there. Where did we get to? There. Peter, how are you doing? Good to see you in as well. Good. Keep up the good spotting, Amanda. I think you're helping the mods there highlight the squares. And the idea that people in 2026 knowing how the universe works is as silly as not believing in aliens in a universe of this size. I think thinking that we know how the whole universe works. You know, the fact that we haven't even really left our planet yet. I mean, okay, we've got Voyager that is, you know, a little bit further away, but not that much in the scheme of things. Again, we just don't know what we don't know. So we always think we know we're close to figuring it all out. But yeah, you know, whatever objective reality is, if there is an objective reality, if you want to get head bending, the idea that I think we're going to be any more than single-digit percentages, and that's if we're lucky, of an understanding there. And I have heard that the Earth is the place with the most challenging experiences in the universe. There, some extraterrestrials even call us masters of limitation. Maybe. I mean, we don't know. We just do not have enough data yet to scientifically confirm either which way, whether Earth is special and therefore we're rare, or whether Earth is common as muck. We just, we don't have the equipment to confirm that yet. I would default to that we're not going to be special, just, until there is evidence otherwise. And there is a few little clues that may be the case there. I mean, for one, our moon appears to be so responsible for our environment here on Earth, and that stability allows all the forms of life there as well. So maybe we got lucky with that, but until we can see otherwise, there are, as far as we are detecting now, there's life is probably going to be absolutely abundant there. Lots of clues that point to that way, point to just the principle of life not being special. But one thing that always gets me is that I think that if we have got anywhere near a good understanding of evolution, how all that works, that you need competition to make complex life. If we wasn't fighting for resources, survival from other species, organisms, the environment, but also from our own species, then we'd just be gelatinous blobs. We wouldn't need to develop complex cell structures. We wouldn't need to develop fingers, legs, arms, eyes to navigate the world. We just wouldn't need to. We'd just be a blob enjoying the sunlight there. So it is those complicated environments that produce these complex creatures. So I don't think, again, this is all based on limited knowledge here, but I don't think you're going to get like the grey ET alien, we'll say, coming from Zeta Reticuli, where it's one of 100 different organisms on that planet. Why would it develop so complexly if there wasn't that competition? That as far as I would assume, based on what we know, that would be the tip of the iceberg. They would have their own billions of bacteria. They'd have their own versions of cats, dogs. Again, maybe adapted for different environments, not necessarily a literal analogue of, but they'd have that variation of species. They'd have their own pre-existing dinosaur, extinct species, probably. Until we know otherwise. And Peter, the spaceship in Flight of the Navigator is a very believable craft. I can't remember who it was that was saying about that, but they do think, Hollywood is used to seed ideas and certain things, even E.T. And I was like, what? Are you telling me E.T.? Apparently elements of that were taken from real world events. But yeah, apparently parts of Flight of the Navigator too. Is it going to be true? But good movies are good for a reason. The story has to touch people. It has to be relevant. It has to have that overall arc of, that's a bright one there. Look at that. Let's zoom in on that one.
Zoom mode activated.
And, you can't beat a bit of truth like that. That's a nice bright one there. Where's my freaking thing? Hold on. No, sorry, guys. The zoom's playing up. Lost that one. Oh no, it's still there. Keep following it. Or we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed to change its course or trajectory. Make sure you're following us, guys. Subscribe, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we're on pretty much every night. We've got a lot of clear nights ahead of us this week to do our hunting. How you doing, Tank? As well there. I watched a YouTube vid on the TV show Alf today, the first alien-centered sitcom. I've seen Alf in context and maybe caught a few minutes, but I have not actually watched it properly there. And what's that, 37 story? Oh, no. Cuba is under complete blackout there. And on the east side of Manhattan, a 737-story high-rise is about to close. Oh, I heard about the that tower block. Crazy time, isn't it there? Flight of the Navigator is a great movie. We haven't got that on Movie Club yet as well. And Blade Runner is probably my all-time favourite. So Blade Runner is another great one. But is it Philip K. Dick that wrote Blade Runner? He was also Man in the Iron Castle. That's another interesting one that's relevant. Not Iron Castle, the High Castle. He claimed that he didn't, just come up with his ideas creatively. He came up because he would see other universes, other versions of our reality, and he believed that was what's going on there. And panspermia, Peter, honestly, that for me is a big win. Like, if I had to bet the farm, if somebody put a gun to my head and go, look, even we've got limited information here, what would you imagine is going on? Well, my first thing would be, I don't think life started here. Maybe not even within our solar system. I think, in fact, I'd assume that there might be, for an original origin of life, would possibly be on a distant planet far, far away in a different distant solar system. Maybe we're all connected, through that initial case of abiogenesis of life there. And it's just panspermia from, being transferring more complex, life forms, still quite simple life forms from planet to planet. That would be where I'd lean if I had to bet money on it there. But at the very least, I do think we came from Mars. There's a lot of evidence to point that way. Mars was Earth-like for 2 billion years before Earth was there as well. And people don't have a clue what reality is. We simply don't have the mind power of it. Exactly. And I mean, ultimately, we don't need to. I want to know, but we don't need to. We have enough to get us through this world for our experience, so we don't, die mostly. That's why we've got the sensors we do have. We didn't develop those because we didn't need them, but it makes you wonder what else is out there. And life is in the atom, if you get what I mean. Ooh, maybe there. He had an Alf Teddy, also massive there. I know Alf, but I haven't seen a proper episode of it there. And what we consider aliens don't exist in the 3D. These beings a visit of the 3D, which is possible. Dimensions do come into all of this, but I would imagine that there is still going to be an extraterrestrial alien, even if what we're seeing, all of it or most of it, is going to be this dimensional component coming down. That does make a lot of sense. I'm very much interested in that being part of the phenomena, but I think life out there in the universe is still going to be very, 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 very likely. Now, are these distances too vast to just pop in a ship and say hello to, and even if you are advanced, it's still a possibility. So maybe that's what we're seeing, but I mean, I wouldn't write the full-on extraterrestrials totally off. Look how orange this one is.
Zoom mode activated.
So in fact, let's move the camera around slightly, see if I can keep up with this one. Whoa. There we go. Look, I mean, compared to the other ones we've seen tonight, that is such a distinct orange colour. Calm down a little bit now in the middle because it's brighter, but it is still very distinctly orange. It's the orange one we've seen. And any news on the Pentagon releasing the next batch there? Sadly, not heard anything yet. I think that they've just hit more resistance than they expected, trying to get the proper good stuff out of them. That's if we're being generous. Apparently it's still on, and we are due some more, but that's literally all we have at the second. I think they're good. Spotting out Amanda as well at 2 in a row. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok. You guys have been waiting patiently. Where did we get to in the chat? If you are just joining us tonight, guys, we are doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch, and we are looking at the skies live here over Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. So let us know if you spot anything strange. Type the grid in the chat, and if you're lucky, there the mods will highlight so we can zoom in on the really, really interesting stuff. But yeah, make sure you're following, subscribed wherever you are, because we do something like this every night. Clear skies, it's this, looking out for UFOs. Cloudy nights, it's the alien radio signal hunt there, looking out like the film Contact on the hydrogen line, our own big dish pointing up to the night sky, listening out for hopefully ET saying hello. And if the moon's up and I can be bothered, we do a moon hunt there, and we look for what's called translunar phenomena, things that the moon shouldn't be doing but has been observed many times doing it, and we've seen it ourselves. We saw a glowing what looked like, I should say, to be specific, appeared to be a glowing lunar crater, which is very odd. It shouldn't be doing that. So join us on the hunt, hopefully get those notifications when we go live there as well, if you're following or subscribed. They shit the fucking life out of me, and my mate reckon Paranormal. I could well be, and I think that's a normal response. Like, I go full Scooby-Doo when we're out on location, and it's all right here. I'm quite detached. This is live. I can literally see the camera out my window in my garden. They're very long HDMI lead, bringing that in, but it's on screens. It's detached. I mean, the room, it's a bit hot in here at the minute, but I'm not outside. I'm not there with it. But when we take the show on the road with our outdoor rig, it's a different environment, it's a different feel. When I go full Scooby-Doo with that, like, a few things have caught me out at times. Ironically, none of the actual spooky stuff. It is just things that have set me off, and like, oh, and there with it, like, whether it's a plastic bag, as you'll all like to remind me, or the cows and the gnomes that turned out to be cows. So I think that's a normal response. Then I saw a photo of a person chatting to fairies on her hand. What do you reckon those original ones? I know the really old 1800s pictures there. What did you reckon of those? Because they just looked so awesome. I know they did come out saying later on that they were faked, but they look really good even for fakes. He says we enjoy the convo, which is surprising for me, because it's me having to do the talking. I suppose it's all of your good accounts and stories there. New dragon videos are out again. See, the dragon, that is an area I haven't touched. I think you sent us one video, and that's the closest I've got to looking into it. Are you falling asleep, though? You have to stay. Good night there. No worries, Kate. Thank you for joining us, as always. Hopefully Mercury gets out of microwave soon for you there. We'll catch you later on there as well. Get your caravan. And Russ, wasn't a version of Stonehenge discovered nearby recently? It rings a bell. There were lots of large stone monuments. I think Stonehenge, obviously, because it's how much of it survived, it gets a lot of attention. But there were a lot of like really bloody big stones, like bigger than Stonehenge stones. Now they weren't stacked, and I think that's quite interesting, knowing where they've got the lintels on. I don't know if there's other examples like that, but there were some like phenomenally large stones laid out in patterns that have kind of gone walkies over the years, and there's records of. But yeah, it doesn't get a lot of other attention there. You love it about. Is it because Scotland's so far away? You're only just getting those episodes now, kind of like with the light year thing, there, and Leaf 4 there is at the top of the grid, north or south. So over, it's different depending which platform you're on. So if you're over on TikTok on the vertical there, the top for you is basically, I need to orientate myself. So you're seeing it's sideways, so that's how it's normally shot, and we turn it like that to do it. So at the minute we are basically pointing directly south. So south is south. That's south if you're on TikTok. That's south. That's north. That's east. Yeah. Oh, fuck. East, west. That's the arrangement there. If you're over on YouTube where it's up the correct way, north is up, south is down, east and west. So it's the normal layout for you there. And guys, if you are on TikTok, it's definitely worth checking us out over on the tubes. We're at the Thing UFO because it's run the right way. There's less of my face, more of the night sky, and also some other contextual data there as well. But also it's good to have us on there for the notifications, because the when we do the on-location lives, TikTok for the last couple of times has thrown a sulk, and we haven't been able to get on there at the same time. So they've only been on the tube, so it's worth there, because they are when we're doing this live on location. It is pretty cool. Zoom in on this one. Guys, you're joining us. Do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight there, and help us spot the strange anonymous. Ask away any questions you may have. Maybe it's what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it there, or if you've had an experience there. Russ, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate those. It all goes back into the stream. But take me a minute to get through. I'm just working my way through the TikTok chat at the second there. And GY, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And feed the scary cow, plastic bags, and the gnomes. It's just that my brain went to gnomes. Went that I am being rushed by gnomes. That was the most logical thing that my brain could come up with in the split second to understand the situation. I'm sure there'll be more for that one. Good spotting with the grid, guys. And Ollie, how did you get into this? So what with the UFO stuff in general? Because that I had spooky experiences as a kid, and I think that kind of opens the door to general mysteries and all of that sort of stuff there. But specifically doing this sort of stream and the UFO, like leaning heavily into the UFOs, was a convergence of things. So I lived in Essex, which is very light polluted, didn't spend much time looking at the sky, never seen anything strange in the night sky. I like the UFO stuff, watched a lot of content on it, but and thought I'd heard all of the stories, all of the main ones anyway. But then I had to move across the country here to Wiltshire for work, and so we picked this little town because it was affordable and it seemed to be okay, but not expecting much. I mean, you Google, you go, oh, I'm moving to this town, and you Google it, and you're looking for the crime or just things about it, and you go, what the fuck is this? The Warminster thing, a UFO flap that happened here in the 60s and 70s, and it was an amazing one. Like, why haven't I heard about this? So you go, well, that's great. I'm interested in this stuff, and this town was like a hotspot for it. I wonder if it's still going on. So partly it was that convergence of moving here, that there was the phenomena, so this is the best place to do it, but also just the night sky here is fantastically clear compared to Essex. So I was paying attention to it myself and going, oh, I'm interested in this now, I can see it, but also I wonder if other people would see it. So it's kind of a convergence of those things there. And James Jackson there, I love catching your show there, and well done, sir. From Lexington, Tennessee, a very much a welcome in there as well. I love a bit of Tennessee myself. Thank you, James. It's very, very kind of you there. How are your skies in Tennessee? Appreciate you there. And confusion me, did for a second, but it's not hard. It's not hard. Simple maths. More than 3 numbers in my brain. That is it. Brain melts with it there. And can't imagine Sam on location and there's a cow with a carrier bag around its foot. That'd be funny. I think I'd just pass out, Carl. It's my kryptonite. A cow with a carrier bag with a gnome straddled on its back and its pointy red hat. I would be buggered. Where are we? I mean, I'm a bit nervous now of Rendlesham Forest. Like, I get myself into this shit. Like, you've heard of
Zoom
Curiosity
mode
killed the cat, haven't we? That's a nice orange one there as well. And that is me. Like, I go, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I realise that I'm, you know, fucking Scooby-Doo. So now I'm thinking Rendlesham, that'd be a great place, wouldn't it? You know, we did a lot from the location where that landing happened in the 70s. I want to see it anyway myself, but doing a skywatch from that sort of place, that'd be really cool. That sounds like fun. And then you guys go, yeah, that sounds like fun. Have you considered A, the local wildlife attacking you at night? I didn't consider that. But also B, that's a spooky woods generally, and apparently is a very, very, very spooky woods. Lots of other weird and wonderful things going on in there. So I'm going to be full on shitting it for those ones. I'll be doing it right. 10 minutes, we're done, guys. We're getting out of here. And Danny there, thank you for the roses. Very, very kind of you there. Appreciate it. It all goes back into the stream there. Same as the gifts, the subs, the patrons, the members, all of that jazz, helping us get to Rendlesham Forest at the minute there. No down the pub for us. And before your lives, I had no idea that the sky above us could be this active, whether it's satellites or not. R4, exactly the same. Like, I didn't really know about the satellite part of that. I hadn't considered it. I was just thinking the stars look pretty, and there was stuff going on here in the 60s and 70s. I wonder if it's still going on. And literally the first day that I got the correct lens set up, well, I think it was this lens, it might have been an earlier version, and got the brightness settings all there, and plugged it all in, came upstairs, looked to the camera and went, oh my god, we're being invaded, because there was like 14 objects just flying across the screen. I had no idea it was that busy. It blew my mind there. And now that's what I want. I'm trying to get back to that heady 14 on the screen at once there. I get Danny coming in with loads of roses there. Very, very kind of you, sir. Very much appreciated as well. I said edging us closer to our grand tour of UFO hotspots there as well. Loving the stickers there, but I haven't actually made those ones into a patch yet. I'll need to make that into a real patch. That's on the to-do list. We have got a few things. It took us a while, but we have got some cool tea. Is that going to load? Is it going to load? No, it's not going to load. I need to figure that one out. But look, we've got I actually quite like the design of these, as normally merch stuff is crap, but I actually quite like these design, hence why I'm wearing them all of the time now. But we've got a Skywatcher one, we've got a Signal Hunter one as well. So check those out, and then post a picture of yourself in them in the old merch showcase on the Discord there, so we can show you guys in all of your glory on the stream. Where did we get to in the tubers? Atoms consist of almost 99.999% empty space there, and this empty space is also called the ocean of all possibilities, and we give a meaning to this space with our belief system and thoughts there. I like that. I mean, but definitely about the empty space stuff. Like, we think we're solid objects, but we're really not. It's like that's an illusion to us, our snapshot of reality there. I love the aesthetic there. I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm leaning into the green heavily there. I say a race, more a pseudo race of cybernetic beings there. Interesting. Yeah, it could be. I mean, that could be part of this evolution, couldn't it there? And in Wales for that as well. But, you know, maybe that is. Maybe, you know, biological becomes this something else at a later stage. I remember me saying Robert Hooke used nearly a built tower as a telescope and made a globally important observation. That does ring a bell for that one there. Oh, Amanda, we do. Well, I don't think I can put a Ghost Hunters one up until I've justified it by actually doing some more Ghost Hunt stuff. Like, I really want to do more. It's incredibly fun, but there's a few barriers. I am working on it. I've got all the peripheral stuff out the way, like ready to go. I need to find the right location, and because there's something very particular I want to do with a ghost hunt. I want to put our own twist, and we want to do the live investigation together again, like we're doing now. That's the bit that I like, is that we're doing all of this together in real time. You know, I don't know anything particularly that you guys don't know about the phenomena, so you know, we're just here together as equals, just doing the investigation with it all live in front of us. I kind of want to do a similar thing, but for like a haunted house there, you know. So we're doing the experiments, we're monitoring multiple sources and bits of data information in real time, but repeatedly. I think it's going to be a winter project, but I'm just trying to get my hands on a location that will be suitable for it there. Oh my god, I need another drink, I think there. And Carl can confirm. He says the merch is amazing there. In fact, we've got a picture of Carl. Oh, there it is. It flashes up very briefly. It'll load through again there. We've got A-Up coming up as well, with A-Up's mug there. A-Up in one of our wonderful T-shirts. And then Carl in his wonderful T-shirt as well. So, it took us a while, but I was quite happy with that. Also, we've got these. So it's a UFO sightings logbook as well. So it's like a notebook with that as well. I need to start filling it out. Oh, got some other ideas there. I come to Scotland to do a haunted castle. Oh, that would be. For our UFO Skywatch tour, we've got 2 places in Scotland already, and and if we're going up the way, maybe we'll add a third. So we've already got a couple of locations to hit. But yeah, maybe a spooky tour as well. Oh, do you ever forget water exists? And then you go, oh my god, I did need that. God, it's warm in here. Where were we? Yeah, hopefully there'll be one at some point. There's some interesting bits coming up. What is that green flash? It's something to do with is that the camera feed, or is that? Oh, I don't know. I have to investigate that because that's annoying. And it was the column of the Great Fire of London. Oh yes, that was it. Yeah, he observed Gamma Draconius there, and noted the time was slower, closer to Earth. That is a fundamental. I didn't know it was there. Yeah, I remember you saying about that now. Point your scope north. That's how I caught the dimming glow in the sky. Signo, I wish I could. Sadly, the north for us is. Well, basically, we're looking pretty much south at sort of a reasonable inclination there. But north it's just roofs and the light of the town. It's not very good. I don't think the actual motor will spin around fully that way. So, sadly. One day we're working on it, different lenses and stuff there. And Danny coming in again with extra gifts. Oh, and DJ Spider, nearly missed you there as well. Oh, thank you so many there, Dan. That's very, very kind of you there. Very greatly appreciated. That's said, all helps us to get us on the road for these things. But yeah, lots of interesting things to plan. And there is a street in town, Water Street, where people experience time lapses. They think it's a portal. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, DJ? Like, what is it? Is it the stone makeup of the ground? Is it maybe events that happen there? What is the how it works? That's something that's always got my brain going. Not in like a debunking way, but like as a kid, I always just want to know how something. I was always taking things apart. I'm not good at putting them back together or doing anything useful with the information, but I just want to know how it works. So I'm thinking, if there is a place like that has got, a reputation, like a long-term monitoring and deep analysis, I think would be really, really cool. Have you got any clue why it might be, DJ? Hopefully, I'm trying to get something on the spooky side for the winter, because obviously we're going to get a lot of cloudier skies. So I'm trying to see if we can line it up to take some of the burden off the SETI stuff. SETI stuff's still cool, but I'm a sucker for moving visuals, so I can only do a bit there. And poor man, how are you doing there again? Just popped in to hit the like. Thank you, poor man. Very much appreciated for you there. You just caught us just in time, so we're about to wind down there. Alan's chewing the wires again. Probably in protest. I haven't given him enough attention there. What's that? Can we see phosphid? Oh, what's that one, Anna? I don't know. Is that can we translate that? See translation. As if it were VDD. I don't know what the VDD is there. Anna, sadly. Have you seen the film 13 Ghosts, where the man has the flashbacks when he touches things? I've seen 13 Ghosts. That was a good film. I liked that, but I can't remember the flashbacks bit there. Oh, you can do that as well through buildings. So something about that connection. Like it's triggering the link. Like, is that anything to do with... Yeah. That is very interesting. Carl, I could start, like, working together. We could, like, analyze this. That could be very, very cool, actually. We'll have to think about that one. You're giving me ideas. All right, where do we get to over here? And it certainly goes slower if you are, for example, riding a motorcycle at 200 miles an hour or have a life-threatening experience. Well, you're touching on a few things there. There's time as we experience it, which is definitely, we can experience it going faster or slower. But then you have, the relativistic aspects of time as well being affected by mass and gravity and shit like that. I mean, time is a strange one that we do not know actually a real lot about, not in a fundamental sense there. Right, I am going to come off for now, guys. It's 1 o'clock, and I'm trying to be a good boy and actually show up for work. Sadly, this isn't full time, but so I'm going to have to come up and come off for tonight, because we're 1 o'clock. But we'll be on again tomorrow, so make sure you're following, subscribed if you're not already where you are. There, make sure you get those notifications. It is, let me double check that the weather's still playing ball for us tomorrow. I mean, bloody hell, it's just sun all the time. So, yeah, it's going to be good again tomorrow, and it should be good again Thursday and Friday. It's going to be clear. Should be more Skywatches this week. So yeah, make sure you follow and subscribed if you're not already. But thank you everybody for hanging out, for joining us, for asking your awesome questions, sharing your knowledge, keeping me company essentially as the night rolls in. Do appreciate you all. Thank you for the likes and the shares. They're helping us build our community up. They're meeting all you guys in the first place. But gifters, subbers, members, all that jazz, extra love there because you're helping us improve the stream as well there. But I really do love hanging out with you guys. So yeah, hopefully we'll have another good run tomorrow. Some more beautiful skies there together. But thanks again, guys. And also thank you to mods as well for keeping things wonderful and pressing the grid and stuff like that for us there. We'll catch you all tomorrow night, guys. Bye-bye.